What's up, grinders? It is Friday. The Grind's Bite is here, and the Grindhouse is open. Let's start with something a little familiar.
Give me your socks, give me your money for games. It's all on Gamepass, realness is real, we need to compete. Trust me, it's all on Gamepass, let me sign your backer.
God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And for quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business so humongous, you would think that happens in there. Oh man, I'm all that, yeah, I'm all that. Working for that whip, yeah, that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have them yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like, whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple stacks, yo. Woo! Everybody wanna do the same thing. Yup, that's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing, and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. I'm going mainstream. Damn. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Woo. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream.
Trees in the frosty glass room where magic tastes like Xbox Game Studios, making PS5 versions so bright. From the minds of PS5 ninjas, a vision unfolds where PS5 quality reigns and stories are told. Xbox Game
Yo, what's up, grinders? There's your intro music for us at Glass Room. What's up? It is Friday. How's everybody doing out there in the Grindhouse? Tip your waiters. Leave your shoes at the door. And let's rock, baby. It is Friday Gaming Grindhouse coming at you. So let me do a shout out to yeah, some wild stuff going on. But I want to thank everybody. We did do a stream on Tuesday for the members only, a VIP or VIGs, as we call them, very important grinders. And the Ultimate Grinders had a fireside talk on Tuesday. So if you're a member of the VIPs or get a member or upgrade to a membership, you could listen to that show on Tuesday. We did some retro talk and just chilling with the crew in the VIP section. Martinis in hand, pinkies out. It was one of those nights. Just chilling. So yeah, check that out. What's up, everybody? Yo, you guys are going wild in the chat. Holy crap. It's Friday. You guys are drinking already? 5 o'clock somewhere? Holy crap. What's going on? Let's do those shots. Yeah, and definitely shout out to, and I updated the Ultimate Grinders. You just listened to a little bit of Ultimate Grinder music with exclusive Ultimate Grinder music coming your way. I have a couple more songs I'll be releasing over the weekend. So enjoy those, as well as Ultimate Grinders getting day one Grinds Pass. We do it right here. Quality reigns supreme. So those come out there. Shout out to Ultimate Grinders. That's been growing like crazy. I can't believe it. Ultimate Grinders. They like that music. And then here are the Platinum and Golden Grinders that are coming on in here. And then the wall of the VIPs. Chillin', Herman Holtz, Quality Splits, which we talked about there. So hope everybody is having a great day. Let's get into the stuff. We got a couple things to talk about at the main topic there, but also some other items, and then also to the what just came out with rumors today from the Wall Street Journal. We'll recap on that as well with COD, or we're gonna be calling it now probably Call of Booty. That's right. Right.
Would you ship that? What you just played?
Yeah, they will. Yep. And also too, whoever, I forgot who gave me the inspiration for that song. That is coming your way. Would you ship that? Yes, that is a brand new song that will be dropping in the Gaming Grindhouse Records for those Ultimate Grinders. So if you want to listen to that day one, definitely upgrade to that. But I was inspired by the Grinders in there. Yo, Stonewall 1892, member of 20 months. Holy man, he's working. He's almost on that platinum. He says, European friendly time. Let's go. And Stella Blade is quality splits. Damn right, it is quality splits, man. I cannot get enough of Stella Blade and playing the hell out of that game. The combat is just insane. When you think you're like, oh yeah, that's it, they just keep adding more things. And the enemy design, and it's just constantly giving you new stuff. Loving it. The pacing of that game is really good. That's why I do have to stay. Stella Blade is not a slog. It keeps you intact and very engaged into the story with twists and turns. Loving it on that one. And I got to get back into my Final Fantasy. Definitely. Hopefully I could do some of that this weekend. But Call of Duty, as we might be calling it in the future, we'll definitely touch on that topic.
Stop! Enough!
Oh no, we're not stopping. Then we got Cyber Dragon, member for 29 months. What's up, chat, mods, grinders panel, and me, hostess, Herman Holtz, Quality Splits. Got CEO'd. Yes, he got crowned as the Quality Split Herman Holtz. They saw quality. Yeah, quality games. I get there. Quality games. 3 buttons. The buttons. That's the key. You know that by coming here. You know the key is the buttons. They got to be. If he starts buttoning them up and we get like turtlenecks, we're in trouble. I don't want to see Herman Holtz in no turtleneck. Now we're in trouble. We got to have at least 3 buttons undone. As per Quality Grindhouse. Each button is a seal of quality. That's his buttons. That's right, Monty McFly. Trash Finger. Let's do the shout-outs coming on in here. DeFloyd, Nick, Quiet Doom, Monty McFly, Maniolas, Buck Rogers, Twisted Sin, what's up? Taran, how you doing? Let's get the shout-outs going. Ice Queen Gaming, how you doing? Dave Rock, Ace, what's up? Dundilly, yes, this is European-friendly time. I like to go a little earlier on the Fridays. Give, the international grinders some love as well, because I know Monday nights are late, so that's why I try to do a balance here to hit the international grinders, because we are global. The Grindhouse is global. It's not in one location. We do house calls. What's up, Kevin Mack? What's up? CTR, Sayo, Wild Wolf in the house. There he is. He's coming on in there. We got Mod. How you doing, Mod? Frogs, what's up, Frogs? Yo, if you're around, Frogs, I could open up the Discord here for the Frog. I haven't talked to Frog in some time. He's been celebrating. I've been seeing food pitches. Frog's been living a high life right now. What's up, Nelson Gaming? How you doing? Michael Meridian, yo, what's up? Ultimate Grinder right there, hitting up that thing. Lucci Sky, how you doing? Oh, we got Andrew Shakespeare's El Nini, Consumptive Soul. Here they coming. Muhammad, yo, what's up, Muhammad? Zero Steel, Just Wait. Christopher Duran, yo, what is up? They're coming on in here. The Grinder's knocking on that door. They know it's Friday. Do house calls. What the hell? Oh, man, I got to fix this thing. There we go. Got to make sure I got the chat this way and then this. What's up, Anonymous Boss? How you doing? So I got to figure out where to start, man. Where do we start from here? Let me look at my stuff. So I think we'll just kind of go a little bit in, well, not really chronological order, but we'll start with just some boring, sales data, some boring stuff, but some very interesting numbers here that came out of Sony financials. They actually share real numbers, not a whole bunch of hoopla and stuff like that. So they actually share some numbers here, and let's just see what's going on here. So we had Sony confirmed lifetime PS5 units. Probably the biggest takeaway here. The lifetime PS5 units are at 59.3 million. That's right. That's right. Show me Sham. Just global grinding. What's up, JP Loco? What's up, Nick? Yep. 59.3 million units. Crazy. So one of the things I wanted to point out about this thing, it also showed, that they made first-party software sold 12.3 million, full game software units 72.6 million, digital download ratio 77%. We're getting there. And then monthly active users 118 million. PS5 units sold in the quarter were 4.5 million. It's craziness. Now, apparently in the quarter, there were some rumors out there, some analysts, that some people were predicting Microsoft did 800,000 of two consoles, of Series S and X, compared to what? 4.5. It's insane. Shipped. Which should tell you something. That tells you something about demand. But one of the things that I wanted to highlight, just with these numbers here, with the 59.3 million, is let's just, if we could remember the crazy time, right? Just remember when the console launched, right? People, because I see they're like, oh, within the quarter they're behind, I think a million or so from the PS4, but overall they're on track about there, maybe a little behind. But one of the things I wanted to just kind of point out that I think a lot of people just go with these bullshit high impact headlines and they're supposed to be like, this is their job. This is not my job. This is not your job. This is their job. And they say stupid shit. What I think is interesting is that they may be trailing a little bit behind the PS4. See, I told you, console sales are down. And then we'll get into that. The percentages of being down. That's a clown show B. We'll talk about that one. But one thing I wanted to highlight to the grinders as I was thinking about this is that and hit that like button, by the way. I forgot to tell everybody, hit that like button. What I wanted to say, if you remember, you couldn't find a PS5. Yo, what's up, Thrifty? Congrats again on the channel. You couldn't find a PlayStation 5. They were on eBay at thousands of dollars. We were in the pandemic. You couldn't line up to get your systems. They released this game where people were getting, you got it in the mail. There was no launch or anything like that. Then these things, the chip shortage, you couldn't find these things. The PlayStation was not available on store shelves to walk into a store until probably sometime of February of last year. Same thing goes with the Series X. But the thing is that they keep, instead of ramping up, they're ramping down. But that's why last year was such a blowout year for Sony, because it was 2 years or so before that of the 4 years of the launch were basically compromised because of the situation that was going on. And now, for them to be hitting these numbers, given those challenges that were global, unprecedented challenges, I think is even more impressive than if this was a traditional console launch for everything. That's where I think a lot of people are just not focusing. Like, this was unprecedented that these things were not available. I can't believe I got 2 on day one. And I remember their pre-order thing was a disaster as well, like where to get in and all that other stuff. But one of the things was the fact that they were able, oops, I don't want to start that up there. They were able to hit these numbers and kind of catch up. Instead, like, with all that stuff going on. And I think that's something just to point out, because I don't, the fact that they're at these numbers, given those challenges of not having this thing in stock. And that was the other thing. Like, how can no big discounts, right, Felix? No big discounts. It's really interesting how they were able to kind of hit 60 million and be almost on target with the PS4. The PS4 didn't have to face any of this. The PS4 was already $100 discounted now in this year. And you're sitting here at 59 million. I think that is crazy, considering the chip shortages, the scalpers, the availability, the stores, retail just not functioning at all. Like, you couldn't do a launch lineup, have a bunch of stock in stores. None of this stuff, none of the traditional console launch experiences and availability were there. It wasn't like a first few months that you couldn't get one. It was over a year of not getting this. And for them to ensure that demand still exists, because remember, you could get other options, I guess, but the games are what people wanted to play. And on top of that, those games were available on a PS4 as well. They made them available on PS4, so even the need and demand for a PS5 could have been diminished over those 2 years, because those games were launching on PS4s. So to upgrade, and one of the articles I did see was that there's still like a whole bunch of people sitting on a PS4. So I do think that is a pretty interesting thing for them to be hitting these milestones with this PS5 on that. So that's one thing I just wanted to point out, because I think people just forget about how challenging this was. And this was not like, to compare this to previous generations and to other consoles. It's, if Microsoft could use the pandemic as an excuse for why their games are booty trash, I don't know why nobody says, hey, you know what? This is actually a physical device that you had to buy in stores. It was not available for over a year and a half, almost 2 years, readily available. And the stores were not stocking them, and you couldn't even go into stores to buy at retail. What's up, Frogs? How you doing, man?
Yo,
you believe these numbers, dude? Like 59 million. Like, what do you think? Like, hitting those numbers, given the challenges of getting these consoles?
Let me tell you something. This people have to understand, like, with everything we went through with COVID and everything, that these numbers, it probably would have been above these numbers if we didn't go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just wasn't, like you said, it wasn't available. I remember how I got my PlayStation 5 was almost like PlayStation 2. You just couldn't get it. You just could not get it. There were so many scalpers. It wasn't until, I would say, the last year where it really rarely became available in stores.
Mm-hmm.
So the numbers, it's doing well. It's on pace with the PS4, or maybe outpacing the PS4 in some instances. So I would say, I don't think Sony's PlayStation, with the exception maybe the PS3, has ever had a problem moving numbers. And then the other thing too, Jez, we got to remember, there was a chip shortage.
Yeah.
It wasn't even so.
It was like they could produce them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing very well. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I'm right now. I just want to let you know, man. I'm coming straight to you from the bayous of Louisiana.
Oh man!
So I just want to make sure. Yeah, I'm out in Louisiana.
I said Frog's been living it up.
For my nephew's graduation from high school.
Oh, congrats,
I'm
man!
Coming straight to you from the bayous of Louisiana.
Oh yeah, that's some of that Creole food, man. I love it.
Yeah, it took a 12-hour drive here yesterday, man. I drove it all the way by myself. My wife slept the whole time. You know how that is.
Oh yeah, and oh, you want me to share the drive? Before you could even answer, the snoring. Oh, I'll share the drive with you. I'm like, okay, I think she's sleeping.
I just been watching when I was driving, I was listening to podcasts, just watching everything going on with all this stuff, and I was like, man, gaming is let me tell you, gaming is as strong as ever, but
It's
for
the
some corporations, it's very, very, very what's the word I want to use? It's very Dreamcasty.
it's strange. I
It's
have to say,
fickle.
it is
It's
very.
fickle.
It's a very fickle, very sensitive
It's fickle,
now.
man.
And I think it just goes with the nature of the world right now. But it's just very
Yeah,
sensitive.
you
It's in a
know,
weird spot. Like I'm not saying it's
Jazz, let me
bad. It's great with games,
no,
but I
it's
just think
great, but
the social, and I think because we never any of the social shit, like all these
right.
media and all this other stuff. It was just a
Yeah,
game released, and people reviewed the game and played it. Now there's all this other stuff with it.
yeah, Jazz, I was sitting there watching the Assassin's Creed Shadow, the Shadow,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Oh, this looks so awesome." And then when I just saw the response, it made me so sick to the stomach. So seeing, I blocked so many people
yeah. I
yesterday.
saw some of your
I
tweets.
blocked
Yeah.
so many people because I was like, people are so disgustingly sick, and it just, you know, I had to start having a conversation. I was like, you know what? I don't even want to have conversations with people about this
Don't.
because
I
people are
told.
so ignorant.
Yeah, I said you're not going to convince anybody. You have no clue
Nope,
whether they're trolling, whether they're serious, whether
nope.
you have
You have
no
no.
clue. There's
Yep.
there's all this animosity, not mean animosity, anonymity, with everybody. Like
Yes.
they have no identity. You don't know if they're really standing on a hill or they're just like taking a shit and like, yeah, well, let me mess around with these people and say
Hmm.
stuff. You have no clue. And then you even have the engagement farmers that go, oh, I'm going to say something crazy today and go out to dinner and then come back and say, hey, I got $50 because I just said some stupid shit, but who cares? Let's say some more. And that's
But
why I said, like, you can't even argue. And I was telling the people
you
on
can't.
Monday, like, Twitter is just, or X now that they changed it, X.com now.
Yeah,
But
X. Yeah,
it's
X.
just,
I should say.
I say, like, use it as a sideshow, as an entertainment forum, but do not take it like how you would do like text with your family or text
No,
with people
you
that you
can't. Yeah,
know.
you can't.
You can't use
You
Twitter
know,
like that because you
because
don't
if you
know.
do, you're gonna only hurt yourself.
Yeah, don't get emotional about it because you don't
Yep.
know how those other people are and what it is, and you're not going to change the world. You're not going to change people's opinion by a tweet. It's not going to happen because you don't even know if they're really serious or they're just saying, "Hey, watch this, man." They could be sitting with a bunch of people going, "Watch this shit I say." Watch the people get triggered. You don't know. But I do think like all this other stuff, I didn't want to cover because I didn't follow too much of it. The Assassin's Creed stuff. Assassin's Creed interest for me it took a nosedive over the last
Yeah,
few years because they have
and it's
milked the
because of Ubisoft.
franchise so
It's because of
much.
Ubisoft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would never go for Ubisoft. But like I just haven't gone to that thing for like just because I haven't really been interested in it, like just new characters, new things. Even the one that just released, like I think it did well, but it really didn't light the world on fire, them going back to the roots of Assassin's Creed from like that whole RPG elements. But I just never again, and then just seeing though all the other world about the race and all this other stuff, I'm just like, oh, we had PSN linking the weekend before. Now we got this. It's just like, can these games can these games just like come out and just be like, hey, that game looks good, let's play this game, rather than all the stuff that has to go with it before the game comes out. Like, no, what's going to happen is that you want game news, nobody's even going to show their game. They're going to stealth release this shit because they don't need all this other shit going on with their game.
Yep.
They're going to be like, hey, Assassin's Creed, yeah, released Friday, enjoy it. And, you're not going to know anything about it. And now it's going to hurt us because now you're going to be like, well, what am I buying? They try to show some of this stuff and people get triggered for certain things that it gets shown. And it's just going to go the other way. They're going to be like, you know what? We don't need this shit. Like, we've been working on the game for 5 years. I show a trailer and now all of a sudden I'm responding to all this other stuff. And I agree. And not to diminish that kind of conversation, because I'm sure to some people that does really bother them. And hey, if it bothers you, don't buy the game. But
Right,
the
I
thing
agree.
is that it's just so much extra noise and it takes away from what the hell the game is. As a consumer, I feel like it's a big distraction to like what you're gonna do. Like even that Zao game, whatever, because of the Sweet Baby shit. Like that game was a good game. I like it. That
Yeah.
Tales of Zao. When we were playing it,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's a good game.
has
Like
some
I don't like those
shortcomings, but it's a good
Metroidvania
game.
games. But
Yeah, it's
all
a
you know
shortcoming,
about
but
it,
has a good game.
all you
Yeah.
know about it is all that Sweet Baby shit, like and all that other stuff, like and
Mhm.
what that girl, what the lady said on social media and
Because
stuff.
that's what people focused on.
Yeah, but it's a good
People
game.
focus
Like,
on
I
that.
like it.
It's a good game. Yeah.
It's a good game. So like, and that's what I mean. Like, I just feel like as a consumer, I want the clearest line of, hey, this is what you're getting for this amount of money. This is what I'm going to sell to you. How do you want to buy it? And as a consumer, that's the clear, straight message I want. This other stuff is just like people screaming in your ear while you're trying to buy something. Think about like you're about to sign this check over, about to buy something, and you got people just yelling at you like, do it, don't do it. You know this, you know where it was made, you know who's in it, you know what this is about, you know this. And it's just like, I just want to buy the product or not buy the product. Like what? And it just feel like it's a lot on there. And I hope it doesn't backfire on all of us that they just go, hey, we're not going to show shit. And now as a consumer, you're not going to have the information you need. I love Brotherhood. Brotherhood was my favorite. Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 2, like that was a high point of Assassin's Creed for me.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag is my favorite.
Oh, you like Black Flag?
Black
Flag was good. It was different.
I adore Black Flag. It's the last game that I beat fully.
Yeah.
But I would say you know, out of the new Assassin's Creed, I really enjoyed Origins, but it was just such a long game.
I turned that off at 5 minutes.
But
And I did not like
the last
the
Assassin's
thing of
Creed
that.
game I beat was Black Flag. I absolutely thought Black Flag was just amazing.
3 was good too. I like 3. I like the setting of 3.
Combat. I love everything about Black Flag.
Black Flag was
I just
good.
think that, you know, because I even beat Assassin's Creed Unity, which I think Assassin's Creed Unity is still today. It's one of the best looking Assassin's Creeds.
Yep.
But the problem was it just didn't work.
Yeah. Well, Unity was the co-op, like the 4-player one. That wasn't the.
No, I think Unity was the one. What was the one in France? What was that one?
No,
called?
that wasn't Unity. That was the start with an S, I think. What is the Grinders? What's the one that was
Syndicate.
in
Syndicate was in
Syndicate?
I thought Syndicate was in the UK.
Was Syndicate the 4-player one, or not the 4-player one?
Brotherhood was the multiplayer one.
Brotherhood was multiplayer. Then what was the one that they showed on the Xbox stage that like had such bad frame rate because it was going?
That was Unity.
Was that Unity? Okay, and then Syndicate. I thought Syndicate was the one with the brother and the sister, the male and the female.
No, Syndicate's the one. The brothers, they were British. That one was pretty cool.
See, too, Unity was in France, so Syndicate was the other one. Okay.
And the last game I actually beat was Black Flag.
Unity was in France.
Black Flag.
Yeah, because I bought Unity on PC. I remember that.
Diving under the water, I was freaking spearing whales. Like I thought, freaking Assassin's Creed Black Flag was just an amazing game. I love the ship combat. I love.
You're my number one customer.
I think that it holds a special part in my heart.
No, Unity wasn't in France. Unity was the 4-player co-op. It was Syndicate.
Which one was the one that was in France? I can't remember that one.
That was the one. That was Syndicate. Unity was Unity was
Syndicate.
Yep, because Unity was this one. This is the one I was remembering. Unity was like when you had the 3 characters and
I can't remember.
And then there was the male and the female. That was Syndicate. That one I remember. I bought that one on PC.
I mean, I own.
This is the one they showed on Xbox
Assassin's
stage.
Creed game, but the last one that I actually beat was Black Flag because I think that after Black Flag, Assassin's Creed just took a different turn. I like Origins. I like when Origins came out. I thought it was really clever.
Here they all
I liked it, but it was just such a long game. It was such a big and long game that like Assassin's Creed became one of those.
Here's
games
Syndicate. That's the one in France.
Okay, is that the one in France?
Oh, that was London. I'm sorry, that was London. So you're going by the location. I remember. I'm going by the characters, the male and the female. So London was Syndicate. You're right, and London was Syndicate, and Unity was the French Revolution. That's
dude, that game looks so good.
You're going by the countries. I forgot. I thought Syndicate was in France. All right,
not the characters.
Yeah, but here's my favorite one, the Ezio one. That's my favorite one.
Yeah,
and two, and Brotherhood. These two.
Bayek is my favorite character.
Yeah,
and that one is. I think that's Origins. That's Origins where he's in Egypt and he's climbing the pyramids. Bayek, I think that's his name. That game, I like that character the best.
There's so many.
I thought that character was really cool.
Assassin's Creed 3 was pretty good too.
That I would say
Valhalla did not
3
like.
Is probably it's one of the most underrated Assassin's Creed. That's a good Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Like I said, I beat every Assassin's Creed game all the way up to Black Flag. After Black Flag, I just stopped.
Yeah. Oh, back to so
bad.
Yeah,
I just got they're very long games.
So I didn't go into. Let me just get back into this thing. Let me get this super chat here. Shout out to the Grinder here. What's it? It says Ivanal Chochofel. Sorry if I said that wrong with the two. He goes, "Hey Jez, Call of Duty on Game Pass will be suicide." Yeah, we'll cover that definitely. I will cover that definitely. Yeah, because that just came out from the Wall Street Journal, so we'll go through that one. I didn't want to just wrap up the too much of the Sony stuff. One of the clownery things on the one of the things that they noted was that Sony dropped their hardware sale. They were highlighted, and of course it was Clown Tom Moore,
man,
with the circus music.
I don't think that with the sales of the Microsoft Game Studios games coming to PlayStation, with the Sony selling hardware and software, and I think that's a good space. Nintendo's hardware has declined, but they're still able to sell hardware and software.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest problem that we're facing in the industry is 2 out of the 3 are selling hardware and software. They don't have a problem. That third one is not really moving hardware, but they're moving software on their competitors' hardware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that when you look at that, and you look at when you sit back and you're like, we're going on the 4th year, and your competitor's console is on track to really, it's pacing what it did back on his last generation. You can see that it doesn't have a problem. Like, and when you're like, hey, I'm selling software, just become a publisher. Just become a publisher.
I know. Well, we'll get into that whole thing. But one other thing I wanted to talk about was with Tom. He was saying that with the PlayStation 5 sales, coming back to that, was that it were down 29% year over year. But again, just talking about the percentage down, but not talking about what they're coming down from. Tom, you get the head clown music there for that one, because you knew he had to jump on that. Like, they are down. See, everybody's down. It's like, oh, dude.
No,
dude, please.
I hate that.
3-ring circus.
So bad,
3-ring circus there. And it's like, dude, you can't be like the whole industry's down. Like, coming down from down, like being down 30% and then being down again 30% on top of that is totally different than being up 200% last year and now coming down from 200%. Like, for them to kind of hit those kind of sales, it's misleading just going, look, 29%. And from a record quarter, exactly, Michael Meridian. Like, that was disingenuous. And like I said, this is their job. You need to put context with your stuff. Like, everybody wants to go, when Phil Spencer says something, people don't take it. Oh, they don't see what the guy is saying. If you just make quality games, it's not going to mean anything. Nobody jumped on that statement from Phil Spencer when he's like, quality games ain't going to do something. I'm like, wait, as a gamer, why do you want to hear that from a gaming company saying that quality games are not going to do anything? So if we go off and make great games, it's like, excuse me, go off and make great games. That should have been a warning sign to going, hey, Phil, you sure you're the right person for the job? He even said, I get paid a lot for what I do, and people want to fire me. For guy to be a head of a company and a CEO or whatever the hell he is, high level, to say that kind of stuff, and nobody in the industry to kind of be like, yo, there's some issues here. Instead, they go, what he said was, what he meant was, it wasn't that. They give explanations. They give some more bullshit context, which is their own, interpretation to kind of damage control it. But when there's real numbers, they're like, oh yeah, let's just report the 29, and they're down. And it's just like, why are you not being genuine to your audience and talking about what they're coming down from, instead of trying to use that as a way, like, the industry is suffering. See, the console sales are down. It's like, no,
he's disingenuous.
Exactly. It's clownery. It's clownery at all.
He's disingenuous. He's disingenuous. He's a liar. And the people who have been calling this out have been people who really care about gaming. People like you and me who really care about the franchises we love have been calling this out. When Halo Infinite released and they released in the state it was in, we called it out. And you had a lot of fanboys.
No, it's fine.
They didn't want to call it out. They didn't want to call it out. They didn't want to say anything. They kept just talking about how good it was. And I'm like, this is not good for gaming. That's why they're in the position they are now, because you've not had you've had a lot of people jump up and down, Game Pass, best thing in gaming, not calling out the BS. That's why the company is in the state it is in now, and it
There you
deserves
go.
it.
And
Let it
now they're
ride.
wising up, and now they're like, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like maybe this is exactly." What's up, Craig, the tech guy with the 2? He goes, "Mass Effect has the best quality." Damn right, Mass Effect 2.
You're my
No
number one
LVs in the first
customer.
one, but Microsoft, Mass Effect. The SEA, what the hell's going on, Mass Effect, man? They destroyed the whole freaking franchise. But there, but thank you again, Craig. I appreciate it. Shout out to Craig. Go subscribe to his channel, follow him up, man. He does an awesome show each week. Here you go. Xbox Series hardware. This is what I'm talking. And mind you, Xbox Series, again, another fact that people don't cover. It's 2 consoles. It's the most expensive console at $500 and the cheapest console at $300. Probably could find them even cheaper than that because Best Buy gives you a $450 on the Series X, which is constantly on sale as a member. And then the Series Booster is at $300. So they have the lowest price console on the level of a Switch. So that's 2 consoles here that last year they were down 30%. And now this year, they're down 31% on top of the 30% that they were down. The Switch was down last year at 22% and now down 25%. But the Switch is coming out, it's old-ass hardware. It came out, there's a new one coming. So that thing is not in its 4th year of launch. That thing is seen its time, all right? Oversaturated. And then PlayStation, which is the one that Clowery was pointing out, up 215%. And now they're down 29%. It will be significant if they're like down 215%, that they're back to 0. Dude, down 29? So that means they're still growing, just not growing at a higher rate of the other one. But you can't be down and down. Like the Xbox one is a downward trend. The Sony one is a peak, and then you kind of dropped a little bit off the peak on that one. And that's the real numbers. So you can't be like, well, the industry's suffering. Look, nobody wants consoles anymore. Go buy a mobile phone. Come on now. The Switch is almost 10 years old, Ace, right? Holy crap. Like, come on. But that's insane that the Switch is still, pumping out stuff. And Nintendo's been a little quiet on games as well. Like, they haven't really been, like, besides Zelda, last year, which I'm sure they're going to be down again because they got to compensate for a launch of Zelda a month next quarter, right? But the Switch, we're talking about PlayStation and Xbox are in their 4th year. This is like the prime time of the generation. This is like when things are like, you're kind of at that second level. Your hardcore have bought it. The main people that had it from the previous generation, your main gamers now, we're on the second set. So those that want consoles and they kind of get here, the word of mouth growth. That's where we're at now. We're at that kind of level. Because all the people that wanted it have achieved it. That's why this was delayed. I think that 215 up would have been spread over 2 years, but because of what we said, like the availability, the scalpers, the chip shortages, all that stuff, that was a huge growth because it was finally in stores. Like this January to March last year was finally the time you could walk into a store at GameStop and be like, I'd like to have a PS5, please.
I think if we didn't go through what we went through with the chip shortage and the pandemic, I think we'd probably be up between probably another 5 to 10 million.
There would have been a more of a steadier curve of increasing sale. This one was
that Sony wouldn't be. Sony's PlayStation probably wouldn't be sitting at close to 60 million. It could be sitting at probably 65, 70 million.
Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you right now. Given the state of what Xbox has been doing, let me tell you right now. They pretty much solidified the next 60 million because I don't think moving forward they're going to have what are they going to have for
there's nothing they can do
competing wise. Like it's been crazy. Microsoft cashed out. They're done.
I've said this. There's nothing they can do but make sure that all of their ports that come to PlayStation are really done well. Because if you haven't noticed, Sea of Thieves advertisement just on the PlayStation Store and how they advertise it on YouTube, they really advertise that game coming to PlayStation. That's why it's doing so well. I said this to you, Humor, and a couple other people. I said if they bring their franchises and they advertise them well, these franchises are going to sell well. I said Gears of War and Halo, especially Gears of War, will sell 5 to 10 million easy. I still stand by that and believe that because I believe there are a whole bunch of gamers who've never played their franchises, and with the install base that PlayStation has, I believe that their franchises would really do well as long as they advertise and they come out and they're well. And it seems like every franchise that's coming to PlayStation runs and plays and looks better on PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, the Frosted Glass, and we'll talk about that. The project I call it Project Frosted Glass, not Project Latitude. We can get into that one. It's Project Frosted Glass. Project Frosted Glass. That's what we're talking about. Let's hear what Chris Dring has to say about the state of Xbox and PlayStation right now with going on.
Wasn't the only one.
Let's hear what he says.
In 2019, I interviewed Phil Spencer at E3, and he said it to someone else before as well. I wasn't the only one. That they want to buy a Japanese studio, right? They want to buy, they want to invest in games. They want to invest in Japanese studios. It's them going. They want different games for different audiences. They want to expand the reach of Xbox beyond its core base. They want to expand the reach of gaming beyond its core base. They want different things. You know what that different thing was? Hi-Fi Rush. But that game looks like a console game to me. It looks like a game that's best suited to consoles. It's also a little bit more Japanese than most games that you get from Xbox, right? It has a certain, it's a bit. It certainly appeals to that audience. Xbox, you've got yourself a cool Japanese IP that's really good, and you just need to show some patience with it. I don't think the games industry has any patience anymore at the minute.
No.
I don't think it has any. But it feels like such a waste. What a great game! They made a great game. Here's the thing, and I know fanboys on Twitter think I'm a massive PlayStation fanboy. I actually think some of PlayStation's got own levels of criticism, but I want to say one thing they've done which I think is fascinating: the Astro Bot video game. They released on PS5 and they've had it on VR before. I would not be surprised if that game franchise has never made a penny, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they've always lost money. Certainly the one they gave away for free with the PS5. But Sony's clearly recognised that game, that IP, has got something about it. The fans love it, the critics love it. And they are invested in that studio. I'm assuming that studio is doing another game in that IP. And they're going to build upon it. That's what you do. You build it up. You create something new. It might not work out, right? These things happen. But that's how you build a franchise, and that's how you grow an audience. That's how you reach new people.
Uh-huh.
Hi-Fi Rush, in particular, was that game.
Yeah, that's Chris Dring. But what he's saying exactly is that you identify a success, a game that is going to bring in those people. See, it's not a device. Like that's one of the things that Phil always seems to do, and it seems like they're trying to approach that again with Sarah Bond's interview. That we're talking about this other device. Oh, we're gonna make a device that's on the go to take all your games with you, and this new device that we're going to make. And keep thinking it's about the device. It's not. It's the game that's gonna grow your audience. It's a game that you're gonna be able to draw people in, to be interested in. It's always about games and quality games. That's the problem that they've missed. It's always been, well, let's just make a device that will meet people where they are, or just put a game that people really don't care about on every device now. And that's where they're showing that it doesn't work. Like, we just put this game on everything, but the problem is that nobody cares about this game. So it doesn't matter where it is. But when you have a game that people care about, that's what's going to bring people in. And where Sony sees those things and capitalizes on that, Microsoft sees those games and doesn't double down on it, does not embrace it, does not identify that game as this could be something we could build on to grow our audience, or as an example of our commitment, our quote, commitment. You know, the word that they always say, we're committed, we're committed, we're committed. They keep saying it, but they don't show it. And that will demonstrate their commitment to that kind of game, to instill trust in their brand and their offerings. But they haven't done that. And as you can see, the fallout of this whole thing, of this buying thing, is really solidifying Microsoft to not being committed, not being actually the opposite of what they're saying, because their actions are not matching what they're saying or what they've been saying for all these years. And that's where, you look at these games, even Nintendo relies on that stuff. They see a success and let's just keep making more of it. They don't stop. And Astrobot was one of those things. If they make an Astrobot sequel, that's great. But the thing is that Sony's not letting that IP die. They're using it as a kind of like a demo. They used it with their VR. They used it with their controller, that Astro's Playroom, and things like that. But Microsoft had that unique game. It was a quality game. Like, it wasn't an incredible game to set the world on fire, but it was a glimmer of basically, look at what they can do, and Microsoft, could I publish this? And it was kind of a stepping stone for them to go, that's something that worked out. Let's move from there. And the fact that they just kiboshed the whole studio, that it will never, ever happen, is something very telling as to where they're going. And that's where the disruptiveness has come from them. Is like all this trust that you were trying to get back, all this hope and dreams and new devices, and we're going to be for the gamer. Well, you are losing that tenfold with these kind of moves and focusing on the wrong things. And your executives now that were once, still celebrated for some of them, that people just can't get out of their own way, are now just the clowns that they were always been, because they've been lying to you, because their actions did not follow their words. That's why Phil Ness has always been here since day one. We're Phil Ness since 2017. Phil Ness established 2017 the Gaming Grindhouse. Like, that's where it's been. But yeah, but you can see the media industry. He's from industry.biz, so like the business side of it and things like that. But it just kind of like, it just goes, where do they go from here? And here's some other industry. Here's another one. Here's our good friends at Dumb Foundry, DF, Dumbfounded. Let's see what they have to say.
Like a small project, I would say.
Or do you think that's what Matt Booty meant? Because you're not going to, a small project that delivers.
I think Matt Booty doesn't know what the heck he's talking about.
Oh,
He even gets
damn!
the names of studios wrong when addressing them in an official email. How insulting is that? That's just pathetic. Like a small project.
Booty getting names wrong.
Gamepass got my back, it's alright to die. Even with trash finger, I'ma touch the sky. Oh yeah.
Booty bounce.
Trash finger quality.
Dude's been trash since day one.
Gamepass got my back, don't you see? Booty bounce, trash finger quality. Oh yeah. Phil says it's okay. It's all for the Game Pass.
Oh, I gotta show you this picture, dude. I have. Holy crap. Oh my god, I gotta show you. Is Frog you still here? Oh, Frog's there. He's on mute. But I'll show this picture in a little bit when we get into something.
Oh, no,
dude.
I'm here. I'm here.
Dude, I don't know where Maniolis finds these things. Oh, but you're gonna hit that like button when you see this picture. But I'm not gonna show it just yet. Oh my god, I get these image. That's insane. Maniolis, if you're in the chat, Maniolis, where do you find this stuff? You guys show me where you find this stuff. Oh my god. And it's not a meme, like, dude. It's not. Holy god. Cosmic Hero with the 20. Yo, thank you so much, man. He goes, Jez, there's no gaming media. They're all bought off shill shites who style their butts, who lie their butts off and want pedal agendas and stock crap. When they get clapped back with truth, facts, and analysis, they want to cry and block. Oh yeah.
Shit.
Hell yeah, Cosmic Hero. Speaking truth, he's like, the gaming media is, here we go, Cosmic, this is for you. This is what the game media is.
There's only one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. S-A-W-F-T.
Whoa. That's right. The game media is soft. We hit them with facts and analysis, like 29%. Tom Warren, that's wrong. Put it in perspective. He goes block. Clownery. Soft. That's a WFT. JP Loco with the 2. He goes, the future of Xbox truly is PlayStation. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Yep, that's right.
It's not even pink. It's raw.
It's raw deal.
Delivered undercooked salmon.
But like Frogs is right though. So with JP Loco, and we're going to talk about Project Frosted Glass. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean Project Latitude. One thing you're right, JP Loco, is that these games, and I tweeted it out actually. I tweeted it out. Did I tweet it out? Well, maybe I was thinking it. No, I think I did tweet it out. I said, like, if they are going to make games and put them on other platforms, this whole like, we'll fix it later, trust us, like, it's not ready for prime time, I'm taking it on the chin, all this other stuff, like, you can't be putting that out there if you're going to put it next to bangers and quality. That's both on the Switch, on PC, as they've seen, and also PlayStation. You can't come out there with kind of these these excuses and these kind of like, well, we heard you. We'll fix it now. We'll get better. No, there's no time for that when you got this shit on store shelves right now. So basically, they're going to have to make sure that the quality of their studios and everything needs to improve. And they need to be ready day one because you're putting this thing on store shelves, on digital shelves with other games. And if your game is not making that noise, it's going to get easily passed. And you might as well not even put it over there on that. So you're going to make sure. Like Sea of Thieves day one, nobody bought that 3 fetch quest piece of trash. But they fixed it over 7 years. And now added a whole bunch of content and DLCs and the Pirates of the Caribbean thing. Now it's something to talk about that they've added all these years. I don't think that flies if you continue with that stuff moving forward. Like you're not going to have 6 years to build this game up because people will dismiss your game pretty quick if it's not ready for prime time and you're asking money for it. So that's one thing that they really do need to do that. And I want to say,
number one customer.
And that's what Frog was saying too. What was it Xcast thing? And another line too, like on their other thing, as we're building into Project Latitude, which was announced, which not really was announced, but Bootleg Jez wrote an article about it, but who knows? He was, I don't even know half them all. He throws shit against the wall to see what sticks as well. But apparently there's a project name for their porting over, and we're going to talk about that. But one of the things I wanted to highlight,
Bootleg Jez,
he's
like
unhinged, dude.
Dude, let me tell you, he's like a capuchin monkey. That's at the zoo. He just sees you and he's just freaking shitting out his butt, throwing it at you, seeing if it's gonna hit you.
Exactly, he's just throwing shit at you.
He's a capuchin monkey, dude. Every time I read this, I'm like, this dude just throws shit everywhere.
Yeah,
he's throwing shit everywhere.
He's shitting up the place.
Oh my god!
Call him the booty jazz.
I'm gonna start calling Capuchin Jazz because
Capuchin Jazz.
Yeah, he just freaking poops out his butt. He's one of those monkeys in the zoo, little capuchins. He just shits in his head and he throws it. He wants to see if it's gonna hit you or not.
Dude, there he is. Dude, yeah, seriously. Like he's just like, everything's coming. It's all coming. Phil is, is somebody's baby's daddy. It's like he just says like random ass shit. Like, Booty adopted somebody. Booty's clapping in the streets. Booty took a shit in the hallway. Booty did a cartwheel. Like, just saying crazy ass stuff. He's like, and then be like, I don't know. It could be real. Could be not. I'm like, you are like what Cosmic Hero said, a supposedly person that gets paid for this shit. Like, I wish this is what they need to do. They need to take all these media clowns and they need to pay them on bad publicity. Like they say, if you get bad publicity, we take money away from your dumbass. If you go say stupid shit in a public forum, you're representing us. Like, this is what I don't understand about these friggin' companies like Piece of Shit, Windows Central, and Giant Bombs, and all these other guys, Xcast, and all these clowns. If you go out and say dumb shit that brings negativity to our stuff and lose our credibility, we're taking money out of your pay, bitch. Like, that's what we're doing. Because you represent us. You could make a little statement in your Twitter shit about how this doesn't represent the company, but still, you still tweet out articles that you write. Like if you say some dumb shit and we lose credibility and we lose traffic because of you going out there saying dumbass shit, that's on you, but you represent us on social media. And because of that, you're losing 10%. Project Clown, that's what they should call that one. But I mean, like, you're getting paid as a media journalist for a journalist. Tassie's another one. Bloomberg's a piece of shit. I wouldn't trust anything from Bloomberg. Seeing just what he writes, who approves that shit? Who's the editor? Who's the person that says, oh yeah, sure, man, write something to just complete stupid ass shit? Because that represents Bloomberg. And then they put it on the Bloomberg. Like, come on, dude. He's not paid. No, I'm not saying paid by. Yeah, well, no, not paid by. Don't tell him that. I think fuck right. But it's just like these media journals or whatever this media shit is. They should be representative of the company that they work for. Because that's why the people even follow them. They don't follow them because it's bootleg jazz. They follow him because he's a writer at Windows Central and he supposedly sniffs Phil's ass, that he has some sort of connection, some here or there. And hears things. I'm hearing this. I'm sick of that shit too. Oh, God, grinds my gears about that. Oh, what I'm hearing is, it's like, shut up. Shut up. How much you know if that's even a plant? You want to know another thing I'm going to do a little Friday grind on? These Hellblade 2 reviews. Listen, grinders, before I get to these other super chats, listen. You're seeing on Twitter now people saying, thanks, Microsoft. I got a review copy. My review is coming soon. Let me tell you something. That is all coordinated. You have to make an announcement that you got a review code, and that is the advertisement and PR campaign for the game. Okay? So you're seeing all these people. I got a review, and you see all the, all the greens and all that other stuff getting their review codes. They're not even review channels. They're podcast channels, but they got a review code. All right? But then that doesn't even matter. Everybody gets whatever the hell they get. But the fact that they're tweeting out, I got a review code. I'm checking this out. Check my review. That is part of the marketing for the game. That is not somebody saying, hey, I got a review code, check out my channel and shit like that. No. That is basically being a PR campaign to tweet out hashtag Xbox, hashtag Hellblade 2, and that's part of the instructions that probably came with the review code. I remember when I got a review code for like some games, like it's like you got to state this, you got to hashtag this, you got to do this, because that's part of the marketing. So they're using the influencing channels, because these are not like reviewed. They're not on a Metacritic. These channels that are tweeting out that they got a review code, they're not on Metacritic. It's all the people. Colt Eastwood, he's not on Metacritic. Oh, but I'm proudly reviewing Hellblade 2. Hashtag Xbox, hashtag Hellblade. That's all marketing. So that review, take it for what it's worth. But their reviews with the influencers is part of the marketing. Just to kind of clarify that on there. Because you're seeing it all over Twitter right now. Like, you're seeing all these people reviewing. I see some people getting bitter about it. Like, oh, but I followed this game and I didn't get a review code. Please. Game got 11. Frog, did you see the game has 11 achievements? Frog's in shock. 11 achievements in Hellblade 2, less than the first one. And double the time to make it. And 2 of those achievements, one is... Well, actually, I'm not going to show them because apparently there's some spoilers in it. I don't want to spoil anything because I'm going to be playing the game. But from what I saw... Where is it? From what I saw, they are 11 achievements. 11. One achievement, this is not a spoiler. One achievement is open photo mode. I'll say it again. One achievement of the 11 is open photo mode. That is one of the 11 achievements, to open the photo mode. Another one of the 11 achievements is start any chapter with another narrator. I'll say it again. Another achievement is start a chapter with another narrator.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
And besides the chapter completion achievements, there is another achievement to collect all of a certain item.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
So grinders. Holy Spirits. All across the board. That is your game that took 6-7 years to make. After being purchased by the $1 trillion company who was supposed to make games better and be better under them. This is your expansive Hellblade 2 sequel to the first, which was a passion project of 11 people. And now under the $1 trillion company, we're getting less than the first one. That means you started with trophies because it was a PlayStation launch one. So there are your achievements for Hellblade 2 and Hellblade 2 achievements. And 11 of them. And here they are. Like, you can turn away if you don't want to be spoiled, but there's nothing to spoil there. Where is it? Hold on. Yeah, these ads on these channels are absolutely insane. Because I don't want to True achievements. You just posted it. Where is it? Yo, how many ads? I gotta do my pop-up.
Hey, I'm still here, James.
Oh yeah, there you are, frogs.
But everybody's finished with the food, so I'm gonna eat while.
All right, man. Yo, enjoy your trip. I appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Oh, you there?
I'll chime in every once in a while.
Okay. Yeah, here they are. Here they are.
These curry shrimp and grits.
Oh, nice, man. Enjoy it.
Oh,
Enjoy it. Hey, good talking to you. But yeah, jump on when you need to. Yeah, so here they are right here. Again, if you don't want, I'm just going to show it quick just to kind of prove exactly what I'm saying because I'm not lying on this. Here they are. These are the 11 achievements. See, open photo mode is one of them. And collect all the collectibles on there, and then launch any chapter with an alternate narrator. Those are them. And then the other ones seem like they're story related, so we're going to get away from those. And as a $50 game that digital only, 11 achievements, 3 of them are those. So that leaves whatever the story chapters are, if those are them, relative to that. But I just thought that when you have 11 achievements and one of them is open up photo mode and the other one started any chapter with a different narrator in an option selection, like maybe you do that after the game, but my gosh, that is really well, seems easy, right? Yeah, I know. We'll see. JP Loco with the 2, he goes, only 11? They don't really expect anyone to play. Dude, and this is where I just kind of bring into this whole thing, because I remember years ago me saying just about, everybody's like, let them cook, like they're building these games. These games take time. It works on them. And basically, yeah, I'm going up. Don't worry, man. I'm going to go up to get these chats. One of these things is just really, this is the same thing that happened with Halo. Like, they take so long to develop these games. And then when they come out, you expect them to be like this incredible thing that took all these years to make. And then it's like, oh, it's missing this. It just has this. It's just this long. Oh, we got to fix this. We got to add this. And why does it come out with just kind of less than when they've been taking longer than they usually take and they've been promised for years? This game was talked about in 2019. 2019. And the marketing is atrocious. I don't care what people say. They put out a tweet. I said they're pop-up ads. That's what they put in, is pop-up ads. And now people getting review codes. The embargo drops an hour before the game. Guess what, guys? I'm happy to announce that I'll be reviewing Hellblade 2. I'll be streaming it, and I'll just be an hour later than everybody else. So if you can wait that hour, you could come to the Gaming Grindhouse, and we will play Hellblade 2, and we'll review it live as we're going through the freaking game, as all reviews should be. And if you really love the game so much, you wouldn't have a problem not getting a code. Just play. You would buy the game anyway. I'm going up the chat, JP Loco. Jesus, you grinders are grinding. You guys are yelling at me. Holy crap! See, I'm getting yelled at now. Anonymous boss with the 5. He goes, yo, Jez. Weezed said Xbox is the best box. I told him to stop enough on that one.
Stop. Enough.
Booty, stop that zesty talk, Rainbow. Weezed. No Diddy. Oh, damn.
Mr. Yellow Chair.
Get him, anonymous boss. I got you. Weezed going wild. JP Loco with the 5. He goes, watch when they closed Ninja Theory, but mistakenly called them Team Ninja. Oh, shit. That's a good one. That's a good one. Booty Big. And we're shutting down Team Ninja today. Big makers of Hellblade. They're like, who? Team Ninja? The Ninja Theory. That's a good one, JP. That was a good one. I like that. Maniolas, member of 25 months. He goes, what do you expect from a clown that gave an interview on CNBC and his microphone was closed the whole time? Jesus.
You got an allergy from my dad.
Yo, Frog, you're on mute. Are you talking to me? Oh, damn, Frog is left again. Dude, it's insane. You know what? Just to add to booty, big
whatever your name is,
booty.
get ready for the big surprise.
You know, we got man, where's my booty drop? Booty drop. You got booty. Yeah, we're gonna. No, I didn't do that, Mr. Tennis yet. But one thing I want to just highlight as we're just going with Chris String and just trying to keep some flow to some of the news here because it has been crazy and wild. But just one of the things I wanted to point out is I was going through getting some clips for some of the Grindhouse music, and I went back and listened to some of these parts. I was capturing it because I put it into my new music video, and I can't believe how much we saw in this video, and nobody focused in on it. They just said what Phil said was. It isn't crazy. It is crazy, and knowing what happened now to these developers after Microsoft did what they did, it's just something I wanted to just highlight it again for you could hear this. Because I was listening to it as I was doing the Grindhouse music. Thank you, Mr. Tennis. He loves that Grindhouse music. We're gonna get some more here. Watch it. Let me just highlight this because this is where that whole trust that they're trying to build. That's what I mean. Like, you release any other product, like you wonder why Apple products sell because people have trust in the brand. All right, as silly as some of the shit is that they sell and they highlight, people have trust in the brand. They know that there's quality behind it. They know what to get. Microsoft is the complete opposite, and these things don't help them. And this is going to lead into Project Latitude. But listen to what he said. Thank you for subscribing, Chris Maynard. Welcome to the Grindhouse. Yeah, we're almost at 3,000 subscribers. Let's go, Grinders. We need about 250 left. Oh, and by the way, member-wise, we need about another 15 members to get another emoji in the house. I get another emoji. It's crazy. We have so many members. Almost 190 members right now. If we get another 15, we get into the a new emoji for everybody. We'll get you a vote on that one. But listen to this.
The critical acquisition coming out to poor reviews at the launch.
Let's get him right here. I want right there.
Coming out to
it was almost a year ago.
Vision Blizzard King and Redfall coming out to poor reviews at the launch. Let's start off at the top. Phil, let's talk about the CMA and of course
No. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one.
The game that we created.
Is right here.
Record for?
This is it. This one.
For me, then
right here.
Low reviews.
There it
and
is.
A lot of disappointment from many
Redfall.
fans. Can you talk about that? What is your thoughts right now as we head into the first week of this game being out?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start. I'll hit Redfall, but I'll just say all up. There's nothing that's more difficult for me than disappointing the Xbox community.
We'll stop right there. What? Shh. Wow. Disappointing the Xbox community is the worst thing for Phil. He's been disappointing the Xbox community for 10 years. Anyway.
I've been a part of it for a long time. I obviously work on
He's
Xbox,
part of it.
head of the business. Have a lot of friends, get a lot of feedback. And just to kind of watch the community lose confidence, be disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm upset with myself. I kind of revisit our process. I think back to the announcement of 60 frames per second, and then we weren't shipping 60 frames per second. That was kind of our punch in the chin, rightfully, a couple weeks ago. And then seeing the game come out and the critical response was not what we wanted. And it's disappointing. And so
a lot in there, right? A lot to take into there. Disappointing the community, which he is a part of. Then on top of that, then saying that not only that, but then saying oh, we promised 60 and we're shipping 30, seeing that and now seeing the reception of the game. I don't like disappointing fans. We took that on the chin. So he knows that they announced 60 frames and they're doing 30. So why isn't he still upset about what he's been shipping with Starfield at 30 frames? He's not upset about disappointing fans that promises they made about 60 and now 30. And then now, same thing with Redfall. The promises you made with this generation with 60 frames and now 30 on that one. Frog, on mute. You have background noise. Frog there? Frog, background noise.
You're my number one customer.
So let's continue.
Kind of pick myself up. What can we learn? How can we get better? One thing I'll fight is kind of what.
Oh, now when he fights, think about what they did with Hi-Fi Rush and Tango. Watch his fight.
Went wrong. There's clearly quality and execution things that we can do. But one thing I won't do is push against creative aspirations of our teams. Then a lot of people will say, hey, you've got teams know how to do one kind of game. Just force them to go do the one kind of game that they have a proven track record for. And I'm just not a believer in that. Maybe that means I'll under-deliver for some of our fans out there. But when a team like Rare wants to do Sea of Thieves, when a team like Obsidian wants to do Grounded, when Tango wants to go do Hi-Fi, when everybody probably thought they were...
Holy Spirit, activate.
What did I just hear?
Activate. Holy Spirit, activate.
What
Activate.
did I just hear?
Activate.
Excuse me, Phil? I thought that was a stuttering, shocking. What? He's not going to tell people not to. No. Just a year later, he's going to say, don't do Hi-Fi Rush. Pack up your bags. You go home. Shut it down. Good job, Phil. What I'm going to push back on. Oh, my God. Grinders. It writes itself. Hit that friggin' like button. I told you. I had to do. I told you. I told you. This is what he do. This is what he do. To use them specifically. Like, I'm not going to tell people what to make. Yeah, exactly. You're going to tell them to go pack their bags. Let's hear it again for those in the back. Digging on the shin.
Means I'll under-deliver for some of our
He's like, I might even under-deliver because I'm not going to make people make what I want them to make.
Fans out there. But when a team like Rare wants to do Sea of Thieves, when a team like Obsidian wants to do Grounded, when Tango wants to go do Hi-Fi, when everybody probably thought they were doing Evil Within 3, I want to give the teams the creative platform to go and push their ability, push their aspirations. But I also need to have a great selection of games that are continue to come that surprise and delight our fans. And we under-delivered on that. And for that, I apologize. It's not what I expect, not what I want.
Stop it.
But, you know, it's ours to deliver.
Wow. Wow.
Would you ship that? What you just played?
There you go, Grinders. From the Grindhouse Central. Phil triple talk Spencer Weezid. Yo, now his boss is coming after you, Weezid. I don't know what. You must have shit in his cereal or something this morning, but he is coming up. And his boss got your ass in the Grindhouse super chats. I don't know what the hell you did. And I'm his boss at the 5. He goes, Jez, I was talking to Weezid. He said 2 Xboxes are better than 1 box. Stop, enough. Just playing Weezid. No Diddy. He said Matt Booty is number 1. Holy crap. Yo, Weezid. The Nama's got your ass. I don't know what the hell's going down. B Carter Legit with a member on our way to get to that next emoji. Thank you so much, B Carter Legit. I really appreciate it. And JP Loco with the 2. He goes, it takes 2 to
You're
tango.
my number one customer.
2 want to shut it down. Oh, shit. Dude. It takes shut down.
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true that if we go off and build great games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. We lost the worst generation to lose.
And you continue to lose, Phil.
Oh no! We suck again!
He's one of us, Dave Rock, right? They chanting, one of us, one of us, one of us. My ass, he's one of us. He's the Phil Ness, man. He's his own clown. Full-ass clown.
Gaming.
He's been lying to you since day one. You walked in that door. So apparently, this all gets you all hyped up for Project Frosted Glass, right? That's what's going on. So Bootleg ran around and running his mouth, throwing some shit against the wall, threw some shit, stuck on the wall a little bit, had a little bit of a trail. It was called Project Latitude. What the hell could Project Latitude be? Well, apparently, it's a project that Phil realizes that everything needs to go to PlayStation in order to succeed. Maybe it's not Phil, maybe it's Stutter and Satya, but somebody got their ass and said, we need Project Frosted Glass. So Project Frosted Glass, Project Latitude, is the project name of bringing Xbox games to other platforms. Of course, they have the project name for it. It's Project You Suck and Project Frosted Glass. So what happened was, I looked into it. Oh, shit, what's this? Oh. That was the start of Project Latitude. I got the picture right here. I was looking into it. This just popped up. I don't know what happened here. Man, VR is well filled. My goodness. Project Latitude. Here it is right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is when Phil said, we got to do better. He took it on the chin and he went out and bought a PS5. And he's like, we need to do better. We got to put our games on better platforms. And here's an image from my research that I gathered here of Phil starting Project Latitude. This was the beginning of it. I can't believe I got this exclusive photo here. This is what I've been hearing and now it confirmed, my two eyeballs now confirmed this fact here of Project Latitude or Project Frosted Glass. So we even have the receipt from Phil Spencer buying this. It showed up. It's the Tom Warren himself, head clown, 3 Ring Circus. Says in the email that Phil Spencer purchased a PS5 last year that was a forced bundle with Horizon Zero Dawn. And internal Michael emails show that Phil Spencer, back in 2022, when Project Frosted Glass started, I don't know if it started then, but Sony has been forcing Horizon Zero Dawn for a $50 add-on for a while now. I bought my PS5 2 weeks ago, and only option was the Horizon Zero Dawn bundle at $549. So there's the confirmation, a receipt that the beginning of Phil finding greatness and realizing he needed to do Project Frosted Glass and Project Latitude. What's up, Thrash? How you doing, man? So we got the receipt and we got the visual to go along with it. Thank you again, Tom Warren. We got the receipt. So this is the origins of Phil realizing that his console sucks. The most powerful console in the world can't deliver. Nobody wants a booster. Oh, no. And now we got to start Project Latitude. Yeah. So they're the facts. We got the inside knowledge. What I've been hearing is. So what I also heard was in Project and then this was, Phil.
I'll let you in a little secret. It doesn't matter.
Wait, what the hell is that? I don't know who these people talking. So apparently we heard about what happened to Todd Howard when he showed up at Bethesda, and then there was this glass room. And he said, what's going on? There's this glass room in there. And apparently all the Xbox studios, what I've been hearing, all the Xbox studios, they went into their offices in the last year or so, and they saw this mysterious frosted glass room in there. And they were just like, what's behind that frosted glass? And nobody could tell them. They just knew that there was a lot of work going on there. And there was a yacht in the parking lot. What the hell's going on here? But yeah, these rooms just started popping up at all these developers there. And it was all part of Project Latitude, which is bringing Xbox games to other platforms. And it all happened behind the frosted glass. And all these studios were basically wondering, what the hell is this glass shit? Like, what's this new room that's in here? They're like, you're not allowed in this room. We can go. They're like, well, but why am I not allowed? No, you do cartwheels. Cartwheel call. Do you cartwheel? Do you cartwheel? Here comes Scooter Sue. Scooter Sue! Get in here, Scooter Sue. What? Get in here, Scooter Sue. There we go. There they are. This is what Herman Holtz was doing over there. But Herman Holtz, that's on his way to the frosted glass room. That's what he was doing. That's what Herman Holtz was doing over there. Cartwheel Carl and Scooter Sue were walking the hall. It's like, what's this room? They're like, no, you can't go in this room. What is it? What is this glass? I can't see what's inside. And then they saw a silhouette of a man. A strapping man. And they got a little sneak peek of what was happening behind the frosted glass room. And I got the photo right here for you. So I'm going to share it right now. Another exclusive photo of the Gaming Grindhouse. I'm going to show you the exclusive photo of what they saw when they went and looked in these frosted glass rooms that happened to all their studios. And yes, I'm going to reveal it now here. Just a drum roll. Please hit that like button. Here's the official photo of what they saw. I was able to get it from one of the developers, and I want to share it with everybody right now, exclusively Gaming Grindhouse. Here it is, a silhouette of a man behind the frosted glass room. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me if you see it. There it is.
I call the shots. Herman Holtz, I'm here to rock. Oh yeah. Got pop top buttons undone, chest hair and gold chains. I'm second to none.
Hit that like button, Grinder!
I mean, quality, the Van Damme split. No car wheels in my heart, don't you forget. Drop kicking anyone who dares to defy. Quality video games.
Dude! Herman prepping for his new job!
Quality video games. Yeah. I mean quality.
Dude.
And a Van Damme split. No car wheels in my heart, don't you forget.
It's Herman,
Drop kicking
confirmed.
anyone who dares to defy. Quality video games, that's my battle cry.
No chest.
Got a deadline coming next quality way. Herman Holtz on it back, he's pushing them to the edge. Ain't no coffee for you, get that work done instead. I won't let him break, I won't let him break.
There he
Won't
is.
back down, I'll flip those tables
Courtesy
over,
of
I won't wear
Maniolis.
that frown.
I don't know how he got it.
Price for the quality and the gamers. No punch, that's
Quality
no special
Herman.
deals.
You're my number one
It's all
customer.
about gamers.
This is
I mean quality, the Van Damme split. No car wheels in my heart, don't you forget. Drop kicking anyone who dares to defy. Quality video games.
there he is.
Quality video games.
Man, I heard that's how he accepted the job. They get the phone, Mr. Herman. We have a call for you. We have a call for you. Herman, this is like an evil dude. If this is Herman Holtz's house, man, this is like an evil layer, dude. He's like, Mr. Herman, we have a call for you. I can just see a butler coming up to him. Mr. Herman, this is like you have these action movies and you get like the evil villain. He's like, he has his chaps on, the belt buckle, and he's just like sitting in there, and they're like, sir, there's a call for you. There's a call for you. It's a call for you, sir. Sir, there's a call. Sir, I have a call for you. I'm in the middle of my split. Yes, it says it's Hitoki Karoki, Hitokiness. He needs to talk to you. What? Yes. I'm doing my splits. I'm getting ready for the Quality Studio Tour. It's like, Mr. Herman, you need to pick up this phone. It says it's from Sony headquarters. What is this bullshit? And then he picks up the phone and they're like, Herman, you're the new CEO of gaming? He's like, damn fucking right, I'm the CEO of gaming. I've been your boss, bitch. And he hangs up the phone. It's like, oh shit, Hitoki's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm in my evil layer. About to take my bath with my ladies in the jacuzzi tub. Where are you finding these manuals? I gotta know, where the hell are you finding this shit? This is hilarious. This is the kind of bullshit. We got Fred Herman. This is like an evil action movie, like The Last Action Hero. Like he just. Oh shit! The new CEO preparing for the show. It's him. Yo, that's how he takes it. Somebody said that's how he pees. Villain Golden Holtz. I told you. Exclusive. You ain't Grindhouse. That's behind the frosted glass. So anyway, oh man, I couldn't help laughing when I saw that thing. I was like, dude, this guy, we got him on a moped. We got Herman Holtz on a moped. We got him all this shit, dude. This guy. It is crazy. What else holy crap. What else white things here? We got him on a moped. We got him like, chest hairs standing on his head. All right. You get Manuel's gonna show me. He's like exclusive Herman Holtz, the exclusive bitches. Oh, but anyway. Well, let me get to these super chat. Cosmic Hero with the $5. He goes, Jez, serious question. Will these games even sell well? I think they might, but they also could not. And you're right. Back to Project Latitude. So Project Latitude came out. This is the internal name for what they're calling No Latitude. So they're putting it directly on their direct competitors, which they said weren't their competitors, but now they are. So Project Latitude, bringing those games over for this thing. And let me get to where and then this is the article here. So apparently Stutter and Satya mandated this stuff. And basically pushing Xbox games over there with what the hell's going on? Yo, these pop up, dude. I got it. Satya mandated to increase profits, prompts unease, pushing for a no red line around which Xbox games launch on PlayStation. This is where the report comes from, Windows Central. But yeah, before I get into the article, just to answer Cosmic Hero's question, I don't know. Like they're saying, remember Satya put out there that he was excited that these games are selling, in the sense that they were on the top sells. Like he hyped it up that it was on the PlayStation. I think, I think certain games will do well, but I don't think they're going to sell at the rate they needed to do. That's the thing. Like I could see them just doing more of it, putting it over there, but I don't know if it's going to sell millions upon millions to put it over there. So I don't know what they're trying to get back. I feel like it's a very short-term panic move for them to do this, especially when they're just kind of like they're going to destroy entirely their brand. Like if they do bring Halo over there, they bring Gears over there, like it's like you're over. Like there is no identity to this brand, and if you want to kill the brand entirely and not even like, I don't even know what the hell their plan is with this thing, just don't even use Xbox anymore. Put it over there, Project Frosted Glass, put it over there, and just say Windows Gaming and we publish everywhere, and that's it. There's no Xbox, there's no device, nothing. Like it's a boutique. And if they want to put like a little portable Xbox out there and just keep it out there like a Surface tablet, like as a reference device, it's the problem I said with that is that if you do not make a platform for people to make games for, you are not going to attract publishers. Like the whole point Microsoft of doing this, just like you heard what Sarah Bond said during about that mobile store, they want to host publishers. They want to host developers. They want to host people. And when you don't have a device or a platform to host, nobody's coming to you now with it. Nobody's ever going to come to you if you do not have a thing that's selling. There's like a Surface tablet, like it's a boutique device that people buy because they like the thing. But there's copycats out there, but it doesn't offer anything unique. That's why Surface is not doing well, because there's nothing uniquely offered by it. They tried to create the Apple fiasco with the Surface brand. They tried to give that premium Windows experience, but they just stopped doing it because the sales just kept slowing up. They weren't innovating enough, and they were very overpriced, and they didn't offer enough power. They were trying to do what Apple does, and it just doesn't work. And yeah, Project We Suck again. Project We Suck. There's so many project names for it. But you got to have some sort of device that people develop for if you're going to have some sort of drawing in a publisher. That's where I don't understand their approach, because it's going to be like they're biting off their nose and spite their face. Like they're like, oh yeah, let's just put it over there. And that's why I feel like this whole Project Latitude, I think it's just a desperate way to try to make a buck. You know, to try to say, like, well, just these games are not doing anything here. And it doesn't show confidence in their branding. It doesn't show confidence in their vision. It doesn't. It's like a phone a friend. They PlayStation, we need some help here. You know, they buy games. You built this. And that's my problem. Like, you built this aura of don't buy your games with Game Pass. Like, it's self-imploded. Instead of Game Pass drawing in casuals and drawing in people that may not want to buy games day one, which that was the initial rollout of Game Pass. If you don't recall, Game Pass, the first year it came out, was just basically old games. It was a majority of 360 games, backwards compatible games. And it was out a whole year in beta. I remember I was driving my car and I read the news. It was like Game Pass is coming out. It's going to have a whole bunch of Xbox 360 games and some new games and some other games, but no day and date. It went on for a full year. It was from spring. I think beta from spring, July. And then it wasn't until the next year, starting with Sea of Thieves, where they're like, we're going to have all our games committed day one. And that's when Game Pass got the traction, because it was out a whole year in beta or whatever, and it didn't have new games in it. It was old games. But the problem was that by doing day one and then lying about how, well, more people buy the games and now that they're trying out stuff, it didn't go the way they wanted to go. And what they did is that in order to get that influx of people, because they weren't getting it, when this was just rolled out, the subscribers weren't there. So what they did was offer day one promise for everything, and now they got a bunch of subscribers. Then to compile on top of that, because it was all about growth, they had to get a big install base. Then to compile on top of that, they made you switch your Xbox Live to Game Pass Gold, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which basically took your core people, the people that are buying the most and spending the most, and it turned them into, casuals. I don't know where that's coming from. And it turned them into start building them to not buy their games. And that just compiled on compiled. And it just said, well, guess what? If you're going to give me all your games for free, you let me stack for 3 years, I would be a fool, because the core audience is the smartest. They're the most engaged audience. They know the deals. They know the $60 a month. They know your core audience, you guys, everybody here, the core, know this stuff. You know the ins and outs. And like, if they're going to give me my games for free, like, included, it's Weezer calling, oh man, I'm his boss, man. What'd you do? Weezer, you pissed them off. But now you turned your core people who buy and spend the most, right, Phil? That buy and spend the most, and you turn them into casuals. You turn them into just wait for games, not buy your games anymore. You were buying them, thank you, but now you're not. And you made a bet thinking that if we get the people who buy and spend the most to try more games, they will buy and spend more money. Didn't happen. Herman Holtz is calling. That's the thing. It didn't happen. And then it backfired. And then you just went full in. Full Game Pass. And just threw it out with Rice Krispie treats and everything. It just kept pumping it and focused so much on growth that you didn't even know the message that you were sending. You focused so much in giving Game Pass away and trying to get that install base up there, that flywheel. The publishers weren't coming to the brand to put their games in there. They weren't putting their games in there, so you didn't get the publishers, because that's what they wanted to do. If they had a big install base, they could attract, an Ubisoft or Capcom, or put a game in Game Pass. Look how many people we have. That will offset some of your cost. They couldn't get it. And then the publishers just stopped going in there because game prices kept going up, game development, and they didn't get that publisher that they wanted to host. Because that was the whole point. They had a show with their stuff first, then have the other ones come in. Didn't happen. All these bets didn't pan out. And then what you created is now an install base of people now just wait around for, I'll come to Game Pass. And then yell at people if they're not in Game Pass saying you're going to fail. So you took your customer that buys and spends the most and you said, don't spend anymore. Hey, we're going to give you this. And they took advantage of that. And now you spent a whole bunch of money. And now you're trying to get it back. And you think phone a friend, PlayStation didn't cut off its sales for PlayStation Plus. It used it as an alternative, a waterfall method of getting games after they've done their thing and after the people who buy and spend the core now we'll put it in a service and kind of flesh it out. We double dip. Then we'll put it on PC. We'll see if that changes. But then we'll put it on PC. We do this waterfall approach where we dip and triple dip and double dip and squeeze that lemon dry at each phase of the life cycle of that product. And therefore, we don't compromise any level. The day one people are satisfied. Then the subscribers, they get satisfied because, hey, they're subscribing, they're paying less, but they'll get the game out and maybe they'll buy it or maybe they'll buy the DLC for it, but we get them at that level. Oh, and then the PC guys, oh, yeah, wait, here you go. Now you get it. That's been the method. Maybe it changes. Maybe it shortens the PC and the PlayStation one. Maybe they're not seeing that overlap. Maybe they do it. But that's the issue with Game Pass. And now they're doing phone a friend because now they know that PlayStation and Nintendo didn't cannibalize their market. And we're seeing this in the news about Game Pass cannibalize the sales. It came out last year too. They said, no. What he said was, no. Yeah. It does. Why wouldn't it? It makes common sense. Common friggin' sense. People who buy and spend the most are told not to buy and spend the most anymore are going to save a buck and put it somewhere else. And Game Pass has turned into that. So now this Project Latitude thing, this is what it's called. So now they're at a point now where their own install base that buys the console and waits for Game Pass. That's what they created. It's all self-inflicted. They did all this to themselves. They took bets that didn't turn out, and they lied along the whole way. Still mess. So Windows Central states the plan to launch more Xbox games on PlayStation and Nintendo consoles, an operation dubbed Latitude, has sparked debate and unease within the company at whether the move makes sense. Because I think some people are seeing it as a short-term W to get the money back. And other ones are like, you know what this is going to do. You put Halo and Gears on PlayStation, you know what this does to our brand. Like, it's done. Like, nobody, that's our identity, which you're putting it on the direct competition. This is not putting on PC where Windows is and all that other stuff. What's up, Crooked Vulture? How you doing, man? I'll get you 3 Mile. I got you. I'm going to get into that next. Publicly, Xbox has suggested it's testing the waters with 4 games, multi-platform titles that could benefit from more players. Sea of Thieves and Grounded, as well as small titles that have already reached a majority of their audience on Xbox, like Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment, which is sad because at the time, Hi-Fi Rush was being put over there as a potential to say, hey, let's garner the interest to see if we go ahead with a sequel. Well, now we know what happened from that, which is, sad. I don't know if it's going to Switch still. I don't know. But privately, Microsoft is reportedly pushing for a no red line at all around which games Xbox will eventually launch on PlayStation and Nintendo platforms in a bid to increase margins. Eurogamer understands numerous other games are under consideration, including titles in the company's largest franchises. Industry, wider games industry, Xbox in particular, with falling console sales and layoffs, game launches haven't had sales ringing. But here you go. I understand the industry stuff. I think it's crazy, like things are going on, but Microsoft's decisions and the state that they're in right now is their own doing. The industry is just compiling on that. That's my take on it. There's different changes and shifting of trying to get more things going on. What's up, Truth Serum? You know, I understand that. But where Microsoft and Xbox are right now, that the industry is just compiling on the issues that they already had, that they made themselves, on bets that they made that did not pan out. And that's where the separation needs to happen. Because Microsoft, with the shit that they're in right now, nobody went out there. If the industry wasn't growing and not doing stuff, who in their right mind says, yeah, I'll spend $70 billion? They had so many times to walk away from this as well, this Activision deal last year. The CMA rejected it. That would have been the perfect time to be, you know what? It wasn't meant to be. But instead, Big Daddy Microsoft got all poof chest out and upset and challenged and said, we'll pull out of Europe. We'll get this competition. Let us compete. They doubled down on it. They could have walked away. The CMA declined it. They said, you know what? You are right. You have Bethesda. Why don't you just take care of Bethesda? You already made things exclusive. You're gonna piss off the Call of Duty. Jim Gordon Ramsay Ryan spit out his pudding. He dropped his jello all over his shirt. The nurse has to clean him up now. Jim doesn't like it. He's calling it a raw deal. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. His pudding spit out of his mouth.
It's not even pink. This is raw. And Coop has delivered undercooked salmon.
Live quote from Jim Gordon Ramsay Ryan from the trial. I got it right here, exclusively on the Grindhouse. Calling it a raw deal. And Coop messing up his shit. Walk away. We rejected it. We're doing you a favor. And now people realize, like, yo, they should have walked away. Instead, all of a sudden, Brad Sams or Brad Smith, haven't seen him anymore. I don't even think he knows it's an Xbox. He was all over the internet. Him and our good friend, Lulu, all over. Pressing all your buttons on Twitter. They could have walked away. FTC didn't like it. They fought it. They had to get a judge whose son worked at Microsoft. Shit. There you go. The judge worked at Microsoft. They fought a whole FTC trial. Plenty of times to walk away. But they were begging. They were begging to spend $70 billion friggin' dollars. They were, please let us spend this money. Please, oh, please, oh, please. We're going to fight you at the FTC. Phil's going to put on a suit. The CMA already blocked it. And the compromises they made it look all foolish because everything that they did made a deal with Boosteroid. NVIDIA was like, give us a piece. They said, okay, we're putting our games on NVIDIA Cloud. It's like, Microsoft, what about your cloud? Oh, well, NVIDIA Cloud. Brad Smith's public breakdown, Crooked Vulture, and the baby tantrum about threatening to leave, showing his pie chart that was made by an intern 5 years old on Excel, having a press conference. They threatened the country. They were going to leave. Oh, you're not going to get our AI, UK, because you said no. Fighting Lena Khan, they had opportunities to walk away. If the industry was in such a challenge, you were not selling consoles, you weren't showing success at all, who in their right mind is going to say, beg people to spend $70 billion? They begged and fought, kicked and screamed to spend this kind of money. And now they go, oh, shit, we're not making it back. Dude, it wasn't like you were selling consoles and making tons of money last year that you were like, oh, this surprised us. We weren't expecting this. You sucked last year. But please, I want to spend $70 billion. What makes you think next year's going to be different? But I got to spend $70 billion. Please, I'm fighting you all. Brad, get up there with the pie chart. They spent an obscene amount of money, quote, on future that hasn't happened, Chris String wrote, describing why Xbox believes it must cut costs now. The market has shifted under its feet and it's having to alter direction, and some of its teams are having to pay the price. If you just focus on great games, nope, focus on everything else but. Quote, the philosophy of great video game platformer is that it makes money in order to make more consoles and more games. The philosophy of Microsoft, and by dint of that, Xbox is eventually that it only makes consoles and games in order to make money, Christian said. See the difference? The philosophy of a great game platform is to make money in order to make more consoles and more games. But Microsoft is different. They say it only makes consoles and games in order to make money. Like so many businesses owned by gigantic publicly traded mega companies, Xbox is now stuck in a cycle of thinking back to front. It, and I suspect much of the video game world, will no longer knows why it exists. That was Tosh words, man. Because they lost their eye on the price. They lost it. They got so engulfed in this acquisition season and buying so much stuff. Nobody said, hey, guys, you're not doing well now. There's no magic solution to this. Just spending all this money not only compiles the current issues, but now it makes it more costly because now, instead of fixing your issues, you basically just put a little piece of tape on a major leak. It didn't do anything. They wiped back to front. Oh no. Infection City. Project White Flag. Oh shit, Ashton. So this Project Latitude stuff, like Sony's not going to bail you out. Like I don't think these games are going to sell what they need to do to make their money back. But that's why that's why I think this turmoil is like, hey, you know, by doing this, we basically can't come back from this. You know, now even the people who wanted an Xbox when everybody said don't buy an Xbox are now they're not. Because if they could get their games over there and the other person's games and the other stuff, like they're just going to leave our platform. And now we're left with a device that's just done. And that's where I say they don't care about the console. I'm like, that's the problem. If how are they going to attract publishers and develop for hardware that doesn't exist? You can't. You need the hardware in order that powers your cloud. xCloud is powered by Xboxes. If you don't have people developing for the Xbox, then what happens to your cloud? Are you just going to make it a unique PC? That's probably the shift that they're going to do. Jesus, Project Latitude is better than their last approach, Project Ineptitude. Yeah. But the fact that they got to do that, like the direct competition, but if it's big stuff, like no red line approach, like you're talking Halo, oh, and I could see you want a huge bump in Halo Infinite, yeah, put Halo Infinite on PlayStation. Halo Infinite's free. It was free everywhere and still couldn't hold an audience. I don't know, man. 3 Mile Island with the 2, he goes, Black Ops 6 is on Game Pass day one. Will it save Game Pass? And now they're doubling down on this, on Game Pass. Because now this latest thing from the Wall Street Journal is that in addition to Project Latitude, is that they're debating about putting Call of Duty in Game Pass. And apparently, this year's Call of Duty, apparently they want to release this game in Game Pass. And there's a back and forth, which I don't understand, is why you shut down studios to save money. You're going to put some games on PlayStation to try to get money back. And you have a franchise that sells a whole ass sale, guaranteed money back. Like you're cutting corners left and right to make a buck, but you know Call of Duty will sell. It does sell. There's no doubt there. There's no stealth drop. There's no marketing campaign. There's nothing you need to do. Call of Duty will sell. It does sell. Not only on other platforms, but yours as well. And you're shutting down studios, canceling, like doing that stuff, making people make their exclusive games on competing consoles to save money, to make money back from the amount of money you spent. And when you actually have a game that's going to sell guaranteed, you're going to take that and put it in Game Pass? It just sounds so counterintuitive. I wouldn't put it past them because they are incompetent. But that is going to eat into sales for their own console. And probably, who even knows, even probably potential sales on PC. Unless they mess that up. I just don't think, it just makes no sense. If you're trying to save money left and right, are you really going to bet you're going to triple and quadruple down on Game Pass? Satya's money, his bonus is not tied to Game Pass growing. What the hell will Call of Duty do? Like, it grows Game Pass for what? Satya don't care about growing Game Pass anymore. You even said it. You even said Game Pass is not going to be, what did he say? Game Pass is, I don't see it going more than 17%.
Let's talk about Game
right?
Pass a little bit more, since that's a big bet for Microsoft. How many subscribers do we have now? And it does seem like a really good deal for the consumer, but what about the Microsoft investor? How is this a moneymaker for Microsoft?
Our last public number was 25 million subscribers that we've talked about.
We get an update?
Not right here, but we did talk about growth on PC. So our Game Pass subscription, not expecting everybody's following the video game market, is available on gaming consoles and on personal computers. And you can subscribe in both places. We're seeing incredible growth on PC. I think Satya in our earnings.
See, growth
Nadella,
on
in our
PC.
earnings yesterday, the CEO of Microsoft
This is 2 years
talked about,
ago.
I think 130, 140% year-over-year growth on PC, which is really where we're focused. On console, I've seen growth slow down on Game Pass, mainly because at some point you've just reached everybody on console who wants to subscribe. And we don't see subscription, unlike some other forms of media that have really moved almost solely to a subscription business. Today, Game Pass as an overall part of our content and service revenue is probably 15%. I don't think it gets bigger than that. I think.
See, it doesn't get bigger than that. So the growth of, and then after that next year, it came out of Satya's thing. But there it is, Michael Morium. That's the solution to this. I say, if there's no other time for them to do this. This is the only game you could do this with. Michael Morium, VIP Grinder, Ultimate Grinder, going in here. They are going to raise the price of Game Pass. That's what they're going to do. So this is the only time that they're going to do this. They're going to raise the price of Game Pass. So what they'll do is they'll put this in Game Pass, increase the price $5, $10, maybe $40, $24, $22. Put it in Game Pass, increase the price, probably not throw in the Battle Pass, maybe. I don't think so. But put Call of Duty, if you want Call of Duty in Game Pass, you're going to pay a premium for day one, $22, $24 a month for Game Pass with Call of Duty. They'll be like with Call of Duty, with Call of Duty and without Call of Duty. And therefore, they increase the price of their services and things. They're able to, because this is the only time they can do it. Putting Avowed in there and increasing Game Pass price, no. Putting Hellblade in there, increasing, no. The only thing you could do is with a tentpole game, and they did it last year with Starfield. They went up with the price because they knew they could do it with a year of Starfield. And now Call of Duty, they will go up again. And they'll have Call of Duty with Game Pass. And that will be the thing. The other thing I was thinking about, too, is that where does Call of Duty sell the most? It's probably not on Xbox. And if they could use PC and PlayStation to offset, to kind of get money back, because that's where it sells more of, and Xbox doesn't have, like, it sells on Xbox, but it doesn't sell at the level of the other two platforms, then really putting in a Game Pass is not going to hurt them so much. And then they increase the price of Game Pass, so if you do decide to subscribe, you're paying more money for it. But it's a risk. It's a risk. And if I remember, when the pudding was coming out of Jim Gordon Ramsay's mouth and he was getting cleaned up from the Jell-O spills, he was upset. He said, I don't want them to leverage Call of Duty and Game Pass because that will hurt us. And then they said, well, we'll put it in PSN too. And Jim Ryan's like, I don't want it in PSN. I'm just trying to block this deal. Remember, that's where this whole thing came from. Jim Ryan didn't want this. PlayStation didn't want this in Game Pass either. That was the problem. They said we don't want not, and they're like, okay, well, remember Microsoft was offering it to put it in PlayStation, and Jim Ryan's like, we don't want it there. Wait, on PSN, do you remember that? He's like, I don't want you to do that. Let me see if I can find it. And then Jim Ryan's just like, I just want to stop the deal. And that's where that whole thing came out. Crying Jim Ryan. And they're like, well, yeah, what is it? Jim Ryan, Xbox, was it PlayStation did not want, was it COD in Game Pass? Because they're like, you're going to leverage Game Pass. You're going to undercut us. Where is it? Let me see it say. What did Jim Ryan say? The bombshell email from Jim Ryan. Is this the one? There he is. Putting. Let me see if this is the one. It's not exclusively play it all. They're thinking bigger and have cash to make the moves. Let me see here. Trying to sabotage. And then they offered to put it in place. I remember that. On 10 years. Sony refused. Nintendo offer accepted the deal 10 years. But he didn't want them to leverage it in Game Pass. I guess they signed whatever deal they did, but they didn't want them to. And then they're like, oh, we'll put it in a PSN. And he's like, we don't want it in a PSN. Let me see if this is it. Remember the CNBC interview? Yeah, like I remember what they were going through. What is this? Is this the one? Xbox games won't require. Yeah, because they didn't want, and they're like, we'll put it in your service. And Jim Ryan's like, I don't want to do that either. And then we'll put Game Pass on your service. Like, no, we don't want that either. All these things. So it's gonna be interesting. What's up, True? How you doing, man? But will it save Game Pass? You know, I think it's a risk. I think it's a risk. And you know, I'm gonna give my same skepticism that I've given before with this Game Pass stuff. If this is where because I don't think you could go back. Like if you put Call of Duty in Game Pass, increase the price $24.99, $22.99. I don't think you could go back. Like you can't say Call of Duty's not in Game Pass next year. It's only this year. So once you go ahead with this and Call of Duty is in Game Pass, then my question is what the hell does Call of Duty become then? I don't know. Do they now make Call of Duty, I don't know, piecemealed again? Do they focus just on the multiplayer goes in Game Pass? The campaign is maybe do they pull a Halo with it? The Call of Duty campaign is separate. You know, campaign was separate. That was confusing as hell. But Halo, they separated the campaign and the multiplayer. But that they made it free to play. But who knows? Maybe they split it up. Maybe it's not a $70 package deal anymore. Maybe, hey, let's sell the multiplayer for $40. We'll sell the campaign for $20 or $30. And we'll put both of those inside Game Pass. But, you know, we'll just, I don't know. I don't know what their thought is, but it just seems kind of crazy that this is a consideration, given that this is a game and a franchise that sells, and you could get your money back. And it seems like they're in this instance of, let's get our money back quick. Shut down that studio. Cancel this project. We're not going to let them do Hi-Fi Rush 2. Shut them down. We got to get our money back. Project Latitude. Get our money back. It's Project Get Your Money Back this year. And you have a product that's going to sell to probably the best way to get your money back. and you're willing to throw that in your subscription service and lose potential sales where you get back 100% because it's on your platform. Now, on a Switch, on a PlayStation, you're paying. On the Steam, you're paying 30%. You put it on your platform, you get your full money back. It seems like the most direct way to kind of chip away at the $80 billion that you spent. And the fact that, and I'm sure that's the discussions that they're having. But I could see them, though, use this as an opportunity to increase the price of Game Pass and say, hey, if we're ever going to increase the price of this service, we do it now with Call of Duty. We call it Call of Duty Pass, like with Call of Duty, Game Pass Ultimate COD. And that now we charge another $10 a month from everybody, and we could get it playing for Call of Duty, and we'll do that. And that's how we'll try to make our money back. Plus, it doesn't sell that much on our platform as opposed to the Switch, the PlayStation and PC. That's where it sells the most. So we'll still be getting that money back, even though we got to pay 30%. And now we'll get our subscriptions increase. We'll pay, and people might still buy it. And that's probably their approach. I don't get it, because it just seems kind of counterintuitive to the hastefulness of them trying to get their money back so fast. You would think like, hey, just sell this game this year. Let's get our money back as quickly as possible. They're shutting down, laying off people left and right because they can't sustain it. Why would you take a game that guarantees sell and just kind of make this gamble this year? Now, if anything, I would make the gamble next year. To say, hey, Call of Duty's not ready for Game Pass this year, but what we're going to do is put all the old Call of Duty games in Game Pass this year, and next year will probably be the new initiative. We'll consider it. Maybe they could get away and patch it up going, hey, we'll put all the old Call of Duties in this year. The new one will not be in Game Pass this year, but it's something that we might consider in the future. And that's it. Therefore, you get your money back, plus you already pissed off the fan base as much as they have. Like, I don't understand what you're going to do. They already got their Redfalls. They already got Starfield loading screens. You already pissed off the fan base, whoever's left on Xbox anyway. What does it matter? You're just not putting Call of Duty in this year. But according to the Wall Street Journal, it sounds like they're planning to include it. So, as usual, they're making a bet in a year. And unfortunately, you're
my number one customer.
Maybe they could have saved some studios if they said, hey, we're just going to sell Call of Duty this year so we can make our money back directly and not have to shut it down studios. But shows you where their priorities are. And what did Booty say? What did Booty clap in the streets? What did he say? He said, tentpole titles or high-impact games is their future. And Call of Duty is that high-impact game. They're not here dealing with hi-fi rushes anymore, little passion. That's it. They're dealing with high-impact games. But I remember, I just trying to find the actual... is this it? Wait a second. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, what's this? Is this it? This article just popped up. Wait, myself. On Activision. Games will launch on a game. Oh, here we go. I found it right here. So if you remember this, here we go. So I don't know what happened to this. Maybe in their new deal, this was fine. But here it goes. Sony imposes restrictions on Call of Duty ability to be in Game Pass, Xbox claims, for a number of years. So Sony's current marketing deal restricts Xbox. Their marketing deal's over. So maybe that's not this. Okay. PlayStation brand use conjunction. Microsoft response indicates. Oh, the restrictions. Okay, they're restricted from going into Game Pass. Even though Bobby Kotick said, like, hey, we will never put our game in Game Pass unless they own us. Like, that was the whole thing. Like, we would never put Call of Duty in Game Pass, but they were blaming Sony yet again that Sony's putting restrictions on it. True SSJ Havoc with the 10. He goes, Jez, you got to stop Bootleg from ruining the Jez name. That's right, Bootleg. Yeah, he's ruining my name. Also, do they realize how much money they could possibly be lost with this move? Call of Duty will lose money even with just the Xbox platform. I know. Like, that's what I just was saying. Like, I think in a year that they're scrambling to get money back, selling the game would be the most direct way to make some money back if that's what their concern is. That's what it seems like their concern is. Project Latitude, Project Shut Down Everybody. These are our ways of cost cutting stuff, getting rid of headcount, saving money. So to make money back with these margins, to reduce margins. So the most direct way is to sell a game, and you have a game. Avowed's not going to do it. Hellblade 2 is not going to do it. Call of Duty will sell. You know that. There's no risk there. You either get your money back directly by selling it, or you're going to put it in Game Pass and do another bet that you're going to make. Oh, increase the price of Game Pass, put Call of Duty in there. They'll buy it up. What happens if they don't? And now you have another bet that you made, and now you can't go back. You can't take Call of Duty out of Game Pass next year, because then you could do whatever you want, but that will be bad PR. So you set a precedent by putting it in there, and now you just made another bet, a check that you can't cash, right? So we'll see what they do, but it sounds like it's leaning more towards they're going to put it in there. We'll find out probably in that June showcase on there, and and we'll see a Project Frosted Glass, how that's going to work, and what the next slate of games are going to be. I think it's going to be Starfield with the DLC. I think that's one. And maybe a Marcus Phoenix collection that gets announced. That's the only things I could think of right now. Or maybe they do Halo Infinite. But I think they still got to build up to Halo and Gears. But hey, if they're like red line, they don't care anything, then hey, we'll see. But I don't know what their plan is. They are all over the place. They seem like they're scrambling. They have no idea. The Hellblade 2 marketing, they can't even rally around the game coming out. Maybe if it gets a whole bunch of great review scores, I think it's going to hit an 85. I think it's going to be a great looking game, but I don't think it's going to do much more than the first one. And and it's going to be on the story. So we'll see, but
You're my number one customer.
It's upsetting that the game is not like, an epic game, thinking that that's what we thought. In the sense of having this whole, all this money behind it. And now the first one was, they struggled and got it out. So I just don't get it. But anyway, it's a risk. It's a risk either way. They haven't made good decisions in the beginning, so I don't expect this to be a good one either. And Phil, maybe you guys put it in Game Pass. That's how I bought it. Put it in Game Pass. It's like, Phil, but I don't know. Manny Oles with the 10. The awesome photo there, too. He says, Jez, ain't it strange that the same day they announced Call of Duty on Game Pass and no red lines on Xbox games coming to PlayStation, I believe it was an exchange between Satya and Phil. Manny Oles, that's a good point. I really think there is a turnover. And, I think there's a turmoil in there. And I do feel that probably Booty and Phil are trying to hang on to whatever traditional shit they can do and really using Game Pass as the way to keep Xbox and all that stuff alive. And Satya just doesn't want to hear it. He's like, like they said in the article that PlayStation, I'm sorry, but, Xbox was a little write-off, a blip. And now when you go around spending $80 billion, now the people want to know, well, hey, we spent a lot of money last year. Well, how are we getting that back? And showing year-over-year declines and showing, growth.
You're my number one customer.
Only due to the $80 billion. So kind of like it's not really offsetting it. It's not revenue. It's not growing. You're not getting it. So like what, I don't like what I'm seeing. You spent $80 billion, but we're getting it back in little trinkets. It's like, hey, I gave you all this money up front, and now you're going to pay me back in what, the $10 bills over time? I'm like, well, when I expect to get my $80 billion back, and then when we get our $80 billion back, then we start seeing the fruits of our labor, and we start making money on the $80 billion. That's what they're saying. They go, well, wait a second, the rate of return, we spent $80 billion on this company, and now you're telling us we grew 40%, and this is what it is, and we're getting back $1 billion a day, a quarter? Well, I'm going to be dead by the time we get to $80 billion. And then after we get to the $80 billion, now we're going to start making it. No, we got to get this money back faster so we can make revenue off of that. We could start seeing the red. We could go going into the other end, because right now we're on the short end of this deal. We're in debt. We spent this money, and now it's going to take so the rate of getting money back That's why I said Call of Duty will be a good kind of direct revenue to kind of get that money back if that's what they want. I don't know. That's what they want. Maybe. Michael Meridian with the 5, he goes, Jez, they could raise the price in an attempt to kill Game Pass. Oh, you know what? Self-sabotage. They've been doing that a lot, Michael. You're right. And that one, self-sabotage. Yeah, he's bringing in bags of pennies, Compost. But yeah, you're right, Michael. That could be a good point too. Like, he could be bringing that in, trying to increase the price again to price them out of it. And going, hey, we'll just get the core of the cores and make Game Pass a premium subscription with Call of Duty in it at $24 a month. And that's it. And we'll kill those lower tiers will be for, whatever who wants it. But we're going to make Game Pass like platinum. And that will be the 25 and everything. I don't know. It's a risk either way. But I think given the news, given the stuff that they're doing, selling Call of Duty and not putting it in Game Pass would be the most direct way of getting money, unless it really has not sold that well on Xbox for the last few years. The percentage breakdown. Like if it's at like a Harry Potter breakdown, like it's the top selling on Xbox, but is it really, is it like 80? Is like, 70% on PlayStation, 20% on PC, or that's like, maybe 60 and 30% on PC, 60 on PlayStation, and Xbox is like 10%. Yeah, you know what? We only sell 10% of Call of Duty. Just put it in Game Pass. We'll try to get subscribers from it, and PC and PlayStation will carry us. And that's, if you remember, when I said this whole Microsoft doing this, putting games on other platforms, Project Latitude, it could really allow them to be open to buy more stuff, because they could be using these games on them to showing like, hey, we're putting our games everywhere, and this is a good way of kind of buying another studio, another acquisition if we want. If things like, if they start turning things around and they're like, hey, now we can spend money, we're out of the smoke now. But look at what we did the last 2 years. Look, and I'm not saying this year, next year, but maybe in 2 years from now, they're like, hey, the last 2 years, we put all our games on our competitors. Let us buy Ubisoft. Like, come on, let us buy EA, We'll just keep it everywhere again. If they kind of get into a pattern of this. But they did this all. And this is a risk, And I think if they were ever trying to increase the price of Game Pass, Call of Duty will be it. That will be the thing. But it is going to be really interesting moving forward on what this does. And that's if this is a good Call of Duty. It's supposed to be like the Gulf War one? Interesting one? I don't know. But it's, we will see where it goes. And then I know we got the Sony corporate strategy one coming up there, Beyond the Boundaries. We'll see what that's about, too. Like I said, FAFO for Sony. You want to go down this path, you better be sure you do it right, because you could cannibalize yourself as well. So decide on how you're going to approach it, because it's a very sensitive thing. But we'll find out what Sony does at their meeting. I think they may be more egregious and giving more of a cadence for when their PlayStation games will come to PC, kind of given that thing. If they're not seeing any kind of overlap where they're losing the sales, I don't know. But we'll see. I still don't know if they're going to go day and date with all their first-party stuff, but I don't think so. I think they're going to still do the waterfall method. But I do feel that they may be more like, hey, 6 months to a year, we're going to start putting stuff on PC. So maybe be more aggressive with that. Because he did say that, Hitoki-ness. But, hey, man, FAFO for Sony. You'll be on the grind, as I told you. If that quality drops, Herman Holtz, you could be doing cartwheels all you want and standing on your head. But I expect quality. If you're walking around on your head like that, that's what you deliver, dude. But if you start dipping that quality because you're trying to spread yourself thin like peanut butter, as Booty says, the Booty quote of the year, spread ourselves thin like peanut butter on bread. Oh, man. He missed the opportunity to say shit on toilet paper, but anyway, that's Booty. But anyway, True SSJ Havoc with the 10. Thank you so much, man. He goes, Phil, Mr. Nadella we'll need to put Call of Duty on Game Pass. We promise. So Stutter and Satya says, fine, but I want my money. So I want no red line for gamers. Going to PS5 and Switch. Halo Gears, all of them. Phil, fine. Excellent roleplay. True SSJ. Excellent roleplay. Yes. That's exactly probably how it went down. I wouldn't be surprised. Sony only made 20%. I know Cosmic Gear on PC. FAFO, Sony. Hitokiness. Get ready. We'll be waiting. I'm going to be waiting in the wings of the grindhouse to see what the hell you're going to do. We'll be waiting. We already got one clown in the show. We always have room for another 3-ring circus. You want FAFO? Booty could imagine ice cream truck. He drives the Booty Mobile at all the studios with Trash Finger. And then another thing that came up too was this Elsewhere studio. Like, of course, Activision announced a new studio, a new internal studio working on new narrative-based genre-defining AAA franchise. We ain't found shit. Yeah, we'll wait on that one. We'll wait on that one when Activision decides to do that, please. We'll see that.
You're my number one customer.
We will see. But yeah, true. I think that's exactly what went down there. That's right. True. SSJ Havoc, too. He goes, Herman Holtz is quality. That's right. 3 buttons undone. I better not see Hitoki saying, now I want you to wear a turtleneck. Herman Holtz shows up in a turtleneck, we're in trouble. If he goes to that PlayStation showcase, whenever that bullshit is, and we got Herman Holtz in a turtleneck with no buttons undone, we know he's been compromised by Hitokiness. Now we got to question the quality. I got to see buttons. 3 buttons undone. And we know that he's not been compromised. So that's a warning right now for the Gaming Grindhouse. Whenever you see Herman Holtz, if the buttons
number one customer
are not undone, he may have been compromised. I have no clue. The most amazing genre-defining, please. When you start with those lines...
Would you ship that?
What's up, Zuby? How you doing, man? Shout out to Zuby. Zuby, where's that showcase? We need that showcase. I need to see if Herman's wearing buttons. But yeah, and then in Eurogamer, was this the Eurogamer one that's on Project Latitude? Or did I read this one? Yeah, the red line. Yeah, so I don't know. True, like what you're saying, Tristan J, like basically Holtz in a baggy hoodie. No, we don't want that. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Booty Productions. That's his new studio. Yeah, we'll see what they did with this red line shit. And we'll see what they announce. I think at the Microsoft, we'll do some predictions for the Microsoft showcase, next week or so. But yeah, we'll definitely be looking at that. But yeah, this whole putting their games, like Microsoft's using Phone a Friend with Sony with Project Latitude. Or we call it here now, moving forward, is Project Frosted Glass. And we know that, all these studios showed up and they saw these frosted glass room in there. And Herman Holt's silhouette was behind there doing splits and then standing on his head. So, what's going on behind the frosted glass. But yeah, do I have another? Yeah. And then, and then next week, we got, I saw that by Mike. Mike, I saw Hip Hop Gamer and stuff. I don't know, man. We got to. I want to see real shit. I'm sick of people saying what I heard, what's coming. I want shit real nowadays because anybody can make up anything. Anybody could just say anything for traction. Now, he's been right on certain things, but I just gotta wait. It'll be interesting. But the slate, dude, Phil said it, but this whole, I think Project Latitude. That's right. Right now, Microsoft, they're fighting right now about Call of Duty and Game Pass over at Microsoft, and Thrifty says that at Sony, they're deciding whether Herman Holtz is going to be 3 buttons undone or a zip-up pullover. There's internal battles at both of these companies. They're fighting over of Call of Duty and Game Pass, and then the other one's fighting over what's Herman going to wear. And then when does the Pro, the Pro thing? I have no clue, man. This is wild shit. But we will see. The red line, they held the line, and now they're saying it's a red line. We're not going to hold the line. We're going to draw a red line. And no red line, he says. The whole slate, Michael. That's right. The whole slate. Man. Fireworks, if they go to the showcase and they start dropping like massive Marcus Phoenix collection, and it's coming out on everything. Oh, man. They will. I don't know. Phil's going to have to. Phil, you know what? Phil's not. I just got this one. Phil's not going to have to be behind. There's going to be no frosted glass. Phil's going to be behind bulletproof glass. If that shit happens. I can see Phil like in the Pope Mobile at FanFest. This is how Phil's gonna, if Phil starts dropping like all his stuff, like Halo coming, where's the where is it? This is gonna be Phil. This is gonna be Phil at FanFest if he jumps. Phil, if Phil talks about all these games coming, this is gonna be Phil at FanFest. They're gonna have him behind the bulletproof glass. They're gonna have him the Pope Mobile for Phil at FanFest. The bodyguard. And please do not come anywhere near Phil Ness. But he just announced everything's going to PlayStation. Oh my God. Halo, Gears, everything's coming to PlayStation. Phil, please. This is Phil at 2024 FanFest. He's behind protective custody with the vests. Here it is. This is a live image of FanFest. The Filmmobile. The Filmmobile. Booty. They're gonna take Booty's circus carriage that he drives around with to visit the studios. His Booty Mobile, and they're gonna turn it in. If Booty's gonna be like, "You can take my car, Phil." There it is. Filmmobile. Holy shit! This be Phil. I'm proud he has. It's like I'm so happy to say. Gears, Marcus Phoenix has a new home on PlayStation with the Pro. Will be there on launch. Master Chief, he'll be there too. Halo is coming to PlayStation. All right, get me out of here. Phil, give me to get the Pope Mobile. It's like, go. But Phil, you promised. You promised. And then he'll have his music. He'll have music in the background coming out. The music will be pumping out the vehicle. It'll be like this. Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. Quality games don't matter. Oh, man. There it goes. There's the Pope-mobile. And Phil. Security. We cannot have Phil Ness compromised. They're going to come after him. Oh, shit. The bulletproof frosted glass. He had the bulletproof frosted glass. We don't know, man. He's like, Project... you just said it was 4 games, Phil. We just said it was 4 games.
Prepare ship! Prepare ship for ludicrous speed.
No, what kind of directors? What kind of music was it before? Yeah, he was coming in like, he was like this. He goes, "We made you wait for the this is how Phil comes in. Wow.
Who cares? I am Phil Spencer, and I am winning awards, bitch."
Oh, man. Well, with that, Grinders, awesome show. Thank you again. Hit that like button, share it out. Keep it locked here to Gaming Grindhouse. More music coming your way for the Ultimate Grinders. You get all the music that we played here on the show and the outro song as well. Day 1. Also, you get a whole library of playlists of all songs coming your way. And that is for the Ultimate Grinders there. So if you have a VIP or you just want to become an Ultimate Grinder, that's where you get access to all the music videos and everything that we play here on the show. But thank you again, everybody. Have a great weekend. Keep it locked here. I might be doing some streaming over the weekend for some games So keep it locked to the Gaming Grindhouse. Thank you again. And we're going to get a new, let's just wrap it up with a nice, with the Phil Spencer. We're going to give, let's see, here we go. We'll end it with this one. Good night, everybody.
Shot through the heart and feels to blame. He gave Xbox a bad name. Yeah. Promised me exclusives, said they'd be mine. But put them on PlayStation every single time. Oh, Phil, you're a big liar. You broke my heart, set my soul on fire. Xbox's reputation now shot to hell. No one can save us from the damage you've dealt. No. Shot through the heart and feels to blame. He gave Xbox a bad name. Xbox, we're feeling the pain. Shot through the heart and feels to blame. 10 years gone, still pounding my heart. A canceled dream, it tore me apart. Promised greatness, but it slipped away. Left in the dust with nothing to say. Shot through the heart and feels to blame. He gave Xbox a bad name. Xbox, we're feeling the pain. Shot through the heart and feels to blame. Still learning, but the damage is done. Taking it on the chin, feeling so numb. Going off, making great games won't heal. The wound still bleed, can't pretend it's real. Phil, why does Xbox always suck again? Suck again. With every promise broken, it's hard to defend. The fans deserve better, a console to trust. Broken dreams continue to crush. Shot through the heart and feels to blame. Shot through the heart and feels to blame. Shot through the heart and feels to blame. He gave Xbox a bad name. Xbox, we're feeling the pain. Shot through the heart and feels to blame.
About like what it means to be that visible and that public. The thing, I guess, from a purely pragmatic standpoint, is the hardware timelines for me. Like I've just never been a hardware person, and I know what I want out of the platform I'm building for. But like you and I could sit here and play